I'm just getting set up here. Everyone give me a couple more minutes and I'll be good to go. All right, y'all. Today I am playing a game called Norco, which I actually just heard of the other day, but apparently it is made by a local indie developer here in New Orleans, or at least somewhere from Louisiana at the very least, even if they're not from New Orleans. I don't want to necessarily get that wrong. But this game is I guess like a point and click pixel game, which talks about life in uh, in southern Louisiana. It sounds kind of interesting. I'm very curious what to. I don't really know what to expect, so let's go ahead and just jump on in and see what we got. Shield hid the stars behind halogen and flame projected into the sky every night. There was no such thing as silence. The noise never went away. The refinery exhaled an endless sigh. Ah, I could never sleep. It was so loud. I still can't sleep without that sound. You know, you get used to it. Still can't sleep without that sound. You often dreamed that the towers were cathedrals, that the swamps listened when you spoke, that the birds became radiant spheres while circling Norco's sky. I know this bridge. I've driven over this bridge a million times. You spent your adolescence sleepwalking between little devastating rituals. Though Blake pleaded, you decided to leave. You caught out on a grainer to Chicago and onward to the West Coast, thinking you'd never return. You wandered through the overlit suburbs of the vast American limbo. Thumbing down 99, you saw an old man crouched in a roadside ditch. He was mouthing your name. He had a familiar gaze. He was gone when you wiped the sleep from your eyes. You spoke to Blake, learning of your mother's declining health, her insomnia, her erratic behavior. You ignored the urgency in your brother's voice. You headed east. You threw your phone into the Rio Grande and joined the armies of the Mesa. For months, you were in the company of fugitives, sleeping in nuclear tunnels, repairing engines and weaponry. I'm in Albuquerque now. That's not exactly east of New Orleans, but alright. The war was a meme that set Albuquerque on fire. You escaped while the foot soldiers of a pop-up junta bloodied the land. While hiding in a freightliner, I prayed, I slept, I forget. I'm gonna sleep. You slept easily as the trucks shuttled between the plane or shuttled through the plains. Called home from a landline in a motel somewhere beyond Texas. You knew from Blake's hello that your mother was already dead. You hung up, shouldered your bag, returned to the highway. 5 years passed. You made your way back home. Act 1. Lowland Ghosts. You awake from a delirious dream to find yourself in your childhood bedroom. Monkey watches you from the corner. Hi, Monkey. My wife actually has a doll like this. She calls it Monkey Man. Monkey, your best friend. a childhood gift. You spoke with him often when things got difficult, but then you left. He sat here for 5 years, collecting dust. 5 years. His eyes fill with anger as he challenges you to return his gaze. Staring contest, part 1. Okay. Glyphs will appear and flash in a pattern. Match the pattern to meet the monkey's gaze. Nope, not at all, but let's try it anyway. Alright, that's how it's done. You successfully meet Monkey's gaze with cool assurance. However, his expression is unchanged. You stare more intensely. Oh, here we go. Starting contest part 2. Circles will appear over Monkey's eyes. The outer ring will shrink to the perimeter of the circle. Click the circle when the outer ring locks into place. Alright. Let's do this. Oh, wow, that was fast. Your stare was no match for Monkey's. Let's try that again. Almost. No, stare was still no match for Monkey's. Try it one more time. It's really fast. Oh, that was too slow. Yep. I'll get it. I'll get it. Got it. There we go. Anger melts from Monkey's face. Let's take Monkey. I got an achievement. Suffer through Monkey's guilt trip. You drape Monkey over your shoulder. Hi, Monkey. Alright, what have we got here? A sticker from grade school, half peeled from the window. A show flyer a few weeks before you left town. A fight broke out during the opening set. I got whipped in the face with a bike chain. Oh yeah, let's do that. Still have the scar above your left eye. After the show, you and Blake walked the river back to Norco. You watched the sunrise over the grain elevators. You assume Million has been keeping the plants alive. Who's Million? Among the books on the shelf is a slim volume labeled Crisis LARPing. Sure, let's read it. The proto-disaster tourism began almost as soon as the floodwaters left. Punks from across the country ventured into the Ninth Ward, Gentilly, St. Bernard, and finally the East. They curated a theatrical self-portrait of their lives in the ruins. Incidentally, y'all, Ninth Ward, Gentilly, St. Bernard, and the East, those are all parts of New Orleans. The aesthetics of disaster were central to that emerging milieu. It began to percolate into popular culture. Collapse became the zeitgeist. Wise investors recuperated the experience of disaster. New Orleans became a plastic dystopia, a marketplace for crisis. The laptop your parrain? I don't know that word. Your parrain gifted you idols and a shoddy... Oh, I'm going to look up that word. I don't know that word. Godfather. It means Godfather. All right. All right, laptop. Your godfather gifted you idols on a shoddy particle board desk. Let's wake the laptop. As the screen illuminates, you notice that the signal in the house is dead. No internet. It looks like Blake was using the computer at some point. He left a browser tab open. Let's view it. Get some sleep, OP. Need cash fast? Install Quack Job. Use promo code BLEED3 for up to 0.005 Quack coin. Oh, the fuck kind of name is Quack Job? Just like the name sounds, full of lunatics. App's a way of getting you to join a cult. Worse than that gang in the promenade. Can't trade that coin on any exchanges. Everyone knows it's a Ponzi scheme. Seen this exact thing, OP. Still there? Seen at the base of the upper suction. Oh. I didn't start at the beginning. Started at the end. Modbot archived all of these posts. Anybody still post here? Look at this date. January 1st of YX2R. I don't know what kind of... I think they're trying to make it like a new kind of dating system. Want to run something by you, gents. Was knocking out Sac-a-lay in the spillway. Saw a big round glowing thing in the sky. Call that the sun. Funny, talk to somebody else. Seen it too near the parish canal. Nothing like this. Birds in them swamps be acting weird. Like it was made of glass, maybe. Would glow real bright, then not at all. Move fast. Best pick I could get. All kinds of shit been happening out that way. Alright. Save and load. Go to title screen. Audio settings. Dialogue. Alright. These are just gameplay stuff. Me. You are home again. Because your brother needs you. Because your mom died. You. We're traveling. Down the Pacific coast. You were in California when the summer arrived. You recall the familiar smile on the face of the old man in the Central Valley ditch. The smile burned its image into your mind. Across the Rockies. Your friends went south and you were glad to be alone. Spent long nights in those highways in a shitty sleeping bag. Let's go through the Midwest. Freight cars rattled in the cold dusk as you crouched on the Granier porch. Or the Grainer porch. Suburbs, fences, traffic, flat country, all passing for miles. Then what? You rode on the back of a van from Chicago to Des Moines. You stole a heater from Walmart and brought it to the poorly attended house show. Des Moines to Kansas City to Denver. Your brother is a lot. Younger, reckless, gets in trouble, spends sleepless nights scrolling. Edgelord, sensitive, compassionate, foolish, can't take criticism, always needs money. I like that, edgelord. He tries to help those he loves, but often makes things worse. What else? Insecure, dysmorphic, constantly checking his reflection, always seeking validation. So he's Gen Z. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Was terrified of you leaving, now he's terrified of you dying. No love or anything like it. Your brother is oblivious. Your grandma once said she didn't expect much from Blake. She said he was short-tempered, oblivious, and couldn't focus. Blake was sitting in the chair across from her, staring down at a tablet. After she left the room, you asked him how he felt. I feel fine, he said. Why? Because of what Gran said, you responded. He looked confused. What'd she say? Wow. Catherine is my mom. Alright, Catherine died. The cancer metastasized. It was in her liver, then her lungs, then it was in her brain. She was on chemo, never finished her third course. my camera's shaking a bit. It's because my house is actually shaking a little right now for some reason. At the hospice on Jefferson Highway, Blake said the traffic shook the building. Ah, yeah. Buildings shake a lot in this city. He left before she drew her last breath. Alone with the morphine drip and the rattling glass, that's how Catherine died. A lot of us die alone. Think about the ditch man, the man who smiled. The smile of a man crouched in a ditch of the highway revisits your mind. His head was smudged with Wednesday ashes and mascara ran from his eyes. Alright. Monkey! Monkey stares at you, stare at monkey. Keep staring. Stares more intently till his gaze passes through you. You become invisible to him. Let's keep staring. Little circles of light pool in the doll's tired eyes as they watch the infinite space beyond your being. The air that hangs between your eyes and his is a vacuum of utter stillness. Alright, I'll look away. What's Overworld? Norco, Louisiana. There's the Shield Oil Refinery. Hold on, I want to look up something real quick. Where is Norco, Louisiana? Oh, wow, that's not far away at all. That's maybe this area is maybe like half an hour or so from where I live at most. Yeah, that's not far at all. Oh, that's where the refinery is. Of course, you got to drive through this area to get to the plantations. I've probably driven through Norco more than once. Huh. All right. Sorry, had to look that up real quick. All right, let's go back home. Backyard, statue inside. All right, we're outside suddenly. 3 times this house was flooded. First flood is barely a memory. Placing your feet on drenched carpet, your mom and grandfather ripped out sheetrock, sitting in a small RV in the backyard, setting dolls on a cluttered table. Oh, wait, hold on, I did that again. Second flood. We were 14. The pumping station failed during a heavy rain. You're in class, watching the clouds move upriver. You got a text from your mom. Stay in Destrehan. I'll come get you. For 2 weeks, you shared a hotel room with your mom and Blake. She spent all her days gutting the house. In the evenings, you would sometimes help. Another pump failure. Your mom hired contractors with the insurance money, said she was getting too old for it. You were bitter. You blamed her for not selling the house sooner. You stayed with friends in New Orleans. Fourth flood. Fourth flood will follow a slow hurricane, and it will be a calamity. It will leave the entire region submerged as critical levees breach. There will be a massive blackout that lasts weeks. Much of the sewage infrastructure will be damaged beyond repair. The embattled federal government will do nothing to assist. It will bankrupt the region. Well, this sounds like Katrina. Small militant enclaves will form along the high ground of the Mississippi River. They'll take to piracy and hijack commercial shipping vessels. Private mercenary forces will retaliate in kind. Slowly, industry will flee this hot zone. The old river control structure will collapse from neglect and sabotage. The Mississippi River will again change its course. Norco, an old abandoned refinery town on a ghost of a river. Your house will be squatted and then razed. Yeah, that sounds about right. All right. Memories of sleepless nights. Your mom's sitting here staring through the window. There's a tension in her demeanor, as if you were interrupting some urgent and obligatory task. You'd continue to the kitchen with no words exchanged. I thought she hated me. She was thinking about Blue. She barely knew you were there. Don't know who Blue is. Hey, maybe this will help. A family photo album. Yellow pages of disposable photographs. Your grandfather, a peculiar look on his face, impossible to read. Your mom, staring at Blake through the obscure lighting, dressed as a vampire, tugging at someone's waist. Pleated khaki shorts. A photo labeled Duck. Scene of the barbecue at the lakefront. The man in the center points painfully at the camera. His face is obscured. Turn the page, and there's Blue, your father. Ah, Blue's my dad. All right. Though you never thought of him that way. An easy smile on his face. A canister of dip shoved into his front pocket. He sounds like a stand-up guy. You set the book aside. Mom's unfolded laundry. It's still there, huh? Photo of your mom holding Blake as a baby on a beach in Pensacola. It's winter. You stand beside them, bundled up and laughing as a gust of wind rakes the beach. The sky is bone white. An old defective flat screen your mother never bothered to bring to the curb. You turn on the television. Chaotic distortion of your mother's memories flash before you. Whoa. That is distorted, isn't it? A letter from Shield Oil sits atop a stack of mail. Shield Oil Community Notice. Dear neighbor, please be advised. There will be elevated flaring on our site of our number 5 stack near Good Hope on the evening of Thursday, March 19th. This will pose no health risk to residents. If you have any questions or concerns, please contact the Shield Norco Office of Community Engagement. Alright, go in the kitchen. You're always frightened by the laundry room. Okay, wonder why. You discovered so many dead cockroaches in this microwave over the years that it's discouraged you from using it. For several months, a dead baby roach was stuck between the clock's display and the protective screen, blocking the hour. Oh, man. I believe it. Blake finally shook the microwave aggressively enough that the roach fell into the guts of the machine. There are roaches everywhere in NOLA. It's impossible to be... Oh. Fuck are you? Hold on. I'm not ready for that. Mom's painkillers are spilled across the counter. Well, that's not a good sign. Alright. Let's go in the attic. Boxes. There used to be much more clutter up here. You imagine your mom gave it away as the end approached. Alright, nothing else. Alright, on the backyard. Disused motorcycle with extensive rust and wear. Disintegrating crab net. Blue taught your mom how to make these, and your mom taught you. In the summers, you'd bike to the section before sunrise. Tie chicken necks to a net, submerge it, and nurse your coffee while waiting for a bite. This truck was your grandfather's. You remember riding in his lap while he let you steer. The dead wasps that collected behind the seat, the smell of grease, whiskey, and nicotine. Jesus, I can smell this truck. Oof. Yeah, I've seen some trucks like that back in my day. You and Blake would drive the truck into New Orleans On the weekends, no AC, windows down. The rattling chassis was deafening going 75 on I-10. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Million has been slowly repairing the vehicle since your mom's death. All right, we got to talk to Million here. Million sits on her characteristic slouch. Lost in thought. Is she a robot or something? Or is she just a girl and it's just weird pixel art? I mean, like, what's with the glowing thing in her chest? Her carapace has taken on a rusted, worn weather quality of the rest of the machinery in the yard. Yeah, she's got to be an android of some kind. You recall the night your mom showed up with her. You and Blake stayed up past dawn, poring over pirated API docs. Her ragdoll mass was slumped on the floor as you wrote the routing procedure. Yep, she's a robot. You wonder if such memories hide behind her constellation of eyes. The robot regards you casually. "Kay, you're awake." Best sleep in years. Sound of the refinery did always help you sleep, didn't it? In any case, I'm certain I was no help. He gestures toward the motorcycle at the edge of the carport. I was turning over the engine on that bike to test the coils. It was quite noisy. They're in good shape now. All I need is a fuse and we can use it to get around while I finish repairing the truck. I heard the phone ringing inside, but I had my hands full. Well, where can we get a fuse? The gas station just up the road has them, but you may have to persuade Troy to let you in. Were you expecting a call? Many people have been calling since Catherine died. Your brother's usually on to answer the phone, but I don't know where he went off to. Wonder where he could be. Like at the bar or the bookstore, if I were to guess. Alright. Why would so many people be calling? Your mother left behind a lot of loose ends. I believe it. From what little I know, I gather she was conducting research for a client in Fat City. I sense that many people would like to acquire that data. Uh-oh. I am unaware where she was hidden it. Perhaps Blake knows its whereabouts? Who exactly would want to see the data? Your mother spent her entire life researching this town. She knew histories that others have forgotten. History has a lot of value in this place. Who's the client? I haven't a clue. These weren't things she discussed with me. As the cancer spread, she became more guarded with her research. She finally worked herself to death. I took her knowledge for granted. She always kept strange company. An occupational hazard, I suppose. Alright. Steel pry bar lays on the ground. Yes, it does. Front yard, refinery. Towers of the refinery wink in a subtle and familiar rhythm. Grandfather statue of the Virgin Mary sits in the shadows along the crawl space of the house. You observe the weathered concrete, flaking paint of the statue. Let's inspect it further. The face is especially deteriorated, framed by a system of cracks. Alright. The overhead light of the neighbor's kitchen illuminates yellowing wallpaper and unused furniture. Let's go out to the street. Hadu private investigators. We snoop for you. Little sister. The turtle. He crawled out the trash can. Don't touch him, see? He's dirty. No, he's not. Turtles are always clean. They live in water. Trash water is not clean water. Let's go. Just let me stare a little longer. He's pretty. Oh, there's a snowball stand at the private investigator's office? I believe that. Snowball stand is closed for the winter. Yeah, they always close in the winter, don't they? Alright, Floodgate Tavern, home, dimes discount. Let's swing by the tavern, see if brother is there. The Floodgate Tavern. Many shield workers gather here after their shifts. It's closed. Should be open later in the evening. Alright, well then I guess bro's not here. Let's go to Apple Street. Alright. Dimes discount. Film crew is set up along River Road. Oh, wow. This is connected to River Road? I drive down River Road. Several floodlights illuminate a gruesome murder scene. 2 men stand passively above a corpse. Let's approach the set. As you near the set, a small, energetic man jumps from his chair. Attention, dumbass. Can't you see we're trying to shoot here? What you filming? It's a detective drama called None of Your Goddamn Business. Any other questions? Yeah, I'm just going to be oblivious and keep pissing him off. Sounds cool. So it's like a murder scene? Keep it up and it will be. Hey, you know what? Wait a second. Wait a second. You from around here? Yeah. We could use some cultural expertise, you might say. We're filming a Bayou cop drama and all these knuckleheads are from Los Angeles. An actor on set turns toward the director. I told you, Kevin, I'm from Texas. Oh, that's right. No, I forgot. Your Harvard-educated daddy bought you a boutique ranch outside Austin. Well, that don't make you a cowboy, Hoss. Now hush up before I scare off the yokel. The yokel? Bitch, I am gonna kick your ass. Director returns his attention to you with a look of mild disgust. What's up, will you? The script needs some work. What do you say? You paying me? See, these are not the appropriate questions. The appropriate answer is, you paying me? Hey, Noah, get over here so you can learn something from this stupid... Oh, you know what? Fuck you. Fine, Noah, you're a redneck. Real salt of the earth kind of guy. But as luck would have it, we came across an even dumpier hasted than you. Okay, alright, you know what? Fuck you. Alright, anyway, we need some good slang. What do you call a villain, a bad apple, a lowlife? An asshole? That's it? An asshole? Thanks a lot, William Faulkner. That's real creative. Get out of here. You're holding up production. Go. You know what? Nah. I'm gonna keep bugging your ass. You're a little bitch. So many evenings spent watching traffic pass by this gas station. Little has changed. The neighboring business still sits abandoned. The surrounding streets are quiet and empty. Well, well, well. Look who's back. Oh, fucking hell. That's Troy, huh? Alright. What happened? Carnival forget you beside the road? You even brought your little doll. Hey, don't you mess with Monkey. Wow, Troy, you look like shit. Not even gonna start with you. How come the rest of your family's so chill, but you so uptight? Mom just died, thanks. You're not that stupid, are you? Catherine, she too valuable. They never let her die. Anything, she's probably vacationing on a hard drive somewhere. You're trolling me about my dead mom? Trolling, you're so damn sensitive. Can't say nothing around you. Aw, you're a dick. Your mom will be excavating all along the rim of the lake. She used to pay me to help from time to time, matter of fact. She needed somebody smart, somebody vigilant, somebody like me. That doesn't sound like you, Troy. Troy, you look like the kind of guy who huffs paint behind the gas station and then passes out in some sort of shitty alleyway. Especially with S.H.I.E.L.D. snooping around. Seen some wild shit out in them swamps with Catherine. Yeah, what kind of shit? I won't bother telling you about it. Might hurt your brain. Anyhow, this ain't story time. Not letting you in this gas station. Goddamn company that runs this dump did me dirty. They swamped me with an ATM machine. They swapped me with an ATM machine for speaking truth. Ain't letting nobody through till I get an apology at least. Well, that sucks. Don't patronize me with your weak pity. You really want to get through? Go get me some of them pills your brother was selling. That might persuade me. Oh, man. Can I fight his ass? Alright, I'm leaving. Yeah, shuffle off then. You know what? I do know how to get him some pills. Memorial languishes in the river. 2x4 cross plywood plaque, cairns, and pulverized concrete. Sprayed haphazardly on the plywood as a remembrance. Here pass the brave freedom fighters of January, blah, 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 whose cries for liberty echo through the generations. Much smaller lettering, a different hand-scratched fake across the bottom of the plaque. Look at that boat. A lone horse drinks from the stagnant water pooled along the riverbank. Man sits on a pile of flotsam, his head's buried in his canvas jacket against the sharp air. Let's have a chat with the drifter. Stupid horse. Man's gaze stays fixed on the opposite bank of the river, neither turning toward you nor the horse. Oh, yeah? He spits on the dirt at his feet. You know what they all dump in that water? Hell of a cocktail. He spits again, wiping a string of mucus onto his sleeve. What you out here for, anyhow? Ain't you heard they got a criminal on the loose? Best be sharp, young one. Yeah, I bet you're that criminal. I ain't scared of you. Alright. Alright, let's head back to Apple Street, and then let's head home. Let's go inside. Go to the kitchen. Pills. Take them. You pocket your mom's pills. Alright. Alright, dumb fuck. Yeah, I got you your pills. Smart move. I'll let you cross the picket line this time, punk. God, you suck. Let's go inside. Alright. Fuses hang on the shelf. Okay. Pick fuse. Grab the fuse. I detect that you have merchandise in your possession. You must remove any unpurchased blah 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 and scan them to exit the store. Use an item in your inventory. Drag the item to the inventory menu to the intended target. Alright, I have an inventory now. Look at scanner, protein bars, gobble brum, blah, blah, blah. Gobble brum. You wonder if this place ever started checking IDs. Turn high school friends in the city would drive all this way just to get booze. Manual price scanner. I like how it won't let me leave until I've paid. Dusty bags of dog food line the shelf. Scan the fuse. Thank you for your purchase. Alright. The disembodied illuminated head of the kiosk levitates silently in the browser tab. Good evening. How may I help you? You know Troy, that guy outside? Thank you for your inquiry. I'm forwarding it to Parallax and Sons Incorporated. Parallax and Sons Incorporated has declined to respond. I am discountware. Hey, Zero. How's it going, man? Hope you're having a good day. The owner's Parallax... Paralo... It's not Parallax, it's Paralo. Paralo and Sons. Alright. So why'd Troy get fired? American Discount Incorporated prides itself on its outstanding membership and jobs training program. Uh-huh. We leverage automation and machine learning technologies to enhance the lives of all employees. Yeah, I'll bet you do. Alright, I'm good. Alright, so I got my fuse. Let's see if we can bug the film crew. Nope, I can't bug the film crew anymore. It's a shame. Alright. Go back home. Let's head to the backyard. Hey, Million, I got the fuse. We're able to use the bike to get around town when you're done, until you're done with the trunk. Concerns me that Blake still hasn't returned. He's been spending a lot of time at Sarpy Paperbacks lately. Perhaps we should look for him there. Well, let's go. Airline Highway, huh? Alright. Oh, the sky bleeds a color you knew as a child. Airline Highway passes beneath your feet. So Airline Highway is named the way it was because it used to take you directly to the New Orleans airport. It doesn't anymore. Now that they've built a new airport, it doesn't do that. Airline Highway is just a deserted piece of road now. Million has joined your party. Cool, I can interact with party members. Million shouts over the wind. The bike runs much better now. You can use it to get around during your visit. How's Blake been? The year that you left, Blake became uncontrollable. Uh-oh. His behavior troubled Catherine deeply. He was beginning to remind her of your grandfather. After he was expelled from Destrehan, he began running drugs into the parish. He made himself many enemies. He put those things behind him after her illness, but now that she's gone, I'm uncertain what to expect. Oh, this place can ruin people. I won't apologize for leaving. No one is asking you to, Kay. Where could Blake be? He spends much of his time at the paperbacks. Perhaps we should check there. How have you been? I'm always the same, Kay. Always the same. Is that good or bad? Whichever you prefer. Are you depressed? No. Love you, Mills. Alright, what's it been like around town? S.H.I.E.L.D. has been expanding since you left. Catherine took your grandfather's boat into the lake to investigate reports of construction along the swamps. In the swamps along the shoreline, she assumes it had to be unpermitted S.H.I.E.L.D. activity. She was unable to find any evidence of it. However, it was clear she found something during that investigation. What was it? I don't know. Perhaps you do. If I knew what I have asked... She didn't mention it. Something drew her to the lake in the months before her death. Alright. Dimes discount. Floodgate Tavern. Sarpy Books. Let's go check it out. Dog! Pet the puppy. Stocky pit bull with piercing green eyes watches the horizon with a neutral demeanor. Oh, little puppy. Let's pet the puppy. Oh, come on. Pit bulls aren't that mean. Two teens nodded and gestured excitedly while bouncing between topics. Where'd this dog come from? Not sure. She's been sitting here for a while now. You seen her eyes? Them eyes or something, bruh. A young man leans against his station wagon while scrolling idly on his phone, his silhouette darkened by fluorescent glare of the payday lender's sign. Started doing this ride share thing a few weeks ago. Hate it. Why? Pays like shit. Spending hours a day making small talk is melting my brain. Nearly broken axle driving over a pothole in Hollygrove. There are a lot of potholes in Hollygrove. This is my grandpa's car. If I trash it, he'll kill me. You have anyone interesting? All types around here. Some guy I drove out to the middle of the swamp, 2 in the morning, asked me to wait. Got out, took off his clothes, jumped into the bayou, came back a minute later with a bag, toweled off, got in. Now that'd be pretty strange. A while back, I drove some lady out to the medical district. She was an odd one. Seemed kinda sick, asked me all kind of questions. Do I ever pick up random signals on the radio? Weird shit like that. It's just all types. Sounds like my mom. Your mom used to come here to dig through the stacks. Among the heaps of used romance novels and westerns, she always managed to find some occult artifact. The owner's also the landlord. You imagine that's the only way he manages to keep a place like this running. Over the years, they've experimented with other revenue-generating schemes. For a while, you could get your phone repaired here. Then they tried selling vape cartridges, then kratom, then anime wall scrolls, LSU yard ornaments after that. You remember seeing online that they were trying to provide acupuncture. In the end, the scheme always failed, and only the paperbacks remain. Alright, let's go inside. You wonder how anyone could read in this dim and cluttered bookshop. As your eyes adjust, you see Blake's childhood friend Erica waiting behind the counter to greet you. Kay? And Million, when do you get back into town? Name's probably Mion, but you know what? Pronouncing it Million. I've been in Norco for quite some time. Perhaps you are misremembering, Erica. Weird. I guess so. Kay, you're looking rugged these days, old friend. That's an intense scar above your eye. Yeah, got it before I left town. And the minute you return, you're back in the mix, huh? Heard you ran into Troy. I was keeping up with your travels online, but haven't seen you post in a while. Tossed my phone in the Rio Grande. I respect that. Seems more and more common these days. I've been avoiding my phone as well. Helps that the connection's been so erratic. Been hearing of people chopping down cell towers, tearing fiber cables out the ground, trying to rip the internet apart. Wow. Back because your mom, huh? Yep. You'll miss the hell out of that woman, huh? Oh, yeah? I don't know if it wasn't always easy between you two. I was around for some of the arguments. Blake would say she was a great person, but a terrible mom. I just hope you and your brother can find some comfort. That means a lot, thank you. Oh, you lost your dad to cancer? That sucks. Could be a bastard. Picked up my sister and threw her one time. Ended up giving her a concussion. When he died, I danced, but as the years pass, I find myself thinking about him more. Feels good to hear stories about him. It's always complicated with those things. Never easy. I worry about your brother. Your mom's illness is taking a toll on him. Watched him slip back into some bad behaviors. Have you seen Blake? Yeah, I saw him just yesterday. He hasn't been around the house? He has not. He said he was heading to Floodgate Tavern when I saw him. Yeah, I know where the tavern is. May have gotten wasted. I know Gus let him sleep behind the bar a couple times. Did he know you were coming, Kay? He never mentioned it. Thought I'd surprise him. I'm sure he'll be relieved to see you. He's been resisting help, but he needs it. If I hear from him, I'll tell him to find you. My kitty. Crouton. Aw. Oh, I'm petting the kitty. Oh, look at that kitty. Scan the titles on the shelf. Don't Be a Vampire. Hope Cemetery Easement. Pass. Let's go to Don't Be a Vampire. Pick the slim self-published paperback from the shelf and flip to a random page. Another dark and lonely night spent in this cavern of despair, hidden from the daylight. Blackout curtains are all that defer my eternal death. Thought being a vampire would be a bit sexy. It would be sexy, but it's not. It's awful for your skin. I look pathetic. Blood tastes like bong water. Didn't think it'd be like this. That's funny. Good Hope Cemetery easement. A carbon copy of a document authorized by the St. Charles Parish Planning Committee. Document outlines the parish's intentions to secure a roadway through a 90-meter stretch of the Shield Industrial Complex. This easement would allow the descendants of those entombed to visit the Good Hope Cemetery. Grave sites are currently surrounded on all sides by the refinery. Interesting. I hope it's due to a drunken night also. Uh-oh. Something might be wrong, huh? Oh, Catherine. Alright. So I was playing as Kay there for a bit. Now maybe I'm going to be playing as my dead mom? Looks like it. Several weeks ago. Greater New Orleans Neuroversioning Clinic. What brings you here tonight? I'm dying. The cancer. It's gotten everywhere. There are some things I'd like to leave behind. I understand. And you were referred by Mr. Richard? Duck. That's what everyone calls him. Yes, Duck. We followed his branch with some interest. Who hasn't? I gather we'll be discussing this in more detail as things progress. For now, let's begin with a simple exercise. I'd like to talk to you about your earliest memories. Earliest memory. I find this game interesting, if a bit slow, which is okay. I don't mind a slow game, but, you know, when you're streaming, I'm basically just sitting here talking nonstop as I'm reading this out, and I'm already yawning, and I've only been playing for an hour. I think if I wasn't reading out loud, it would be a little bit easier. It's an interesting game so far. It's definitely, you know, I've just started, and there's definitely this mystery of where's my brother, what's going on, what it was my mother doing. My mom's dead. The pixel art is really good. I'm enjoying the pixel art. So there is that. I'm going to stop reading out loud for a few minutes while I just recover a bit. I do like that the game was like created by a local and is kind of showcasing one of the more impoverished, like working class areas of New Orleans that often tends to be forgotten about. Like, I didn't realize that the town of Norco was actually so close. I knew that it was like somewhere nearby, but I didn't realize that it was as close as it actually is. I pulled it up on a map, and yeah, it's pretty much just pretty much this tiny town that's just the only thing it's got going for it is an oil refinery. So, and it's like maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes outside of the city. So it's not far away. Bought our little place on Good Hope Street. The whole thing was a mistake. Told him I didn't love him. It was in my father's voice. I told him I never loved any man. Was it true? Yes. That was a difficult night for you. Didn't feel real. Where was Blue? He sat in the window all night. East-facing window? Yes. When you stood over him to apologize, you saw the fire stack of the refinery in his eyes. That's kind of cool. Let's say she's like mother, like daughter, you know? I never apologized. How was it after that, in the time before he died? We circled each other in wide orbits. I'd hide at the center of the house, nursing Kay, and only leave when I heard him step out. He'd sing her old Cajun lullabies, pet her head, whisper to her about his life. And then there was the explosion. When the cat cracker blew, they say he fell 5 stories. Went to his identified body on Thursday night. I remember the tempo of the streetlights. The police scattered across the East Bank. Carried Kay in a blanket. She never cried. Tell me about this man. I would see him from time to time around Norco. This was many years back. Several weeks ago, Blake saw someone passing by the house. I think it was him. Why? I just do. And the robot is no longer there to deter him. Million? Yes. Could be it. What was your first encounter with Million? Let me think. She came to me in the parking lot. Kay was around 12 years old at the time. She knew Blue from his days at the aluminum factory. I stared for a long time into her constellation of eyes. They swirled in a kind of desperation. I took her home, knowing it was another mistake. You were reckless in those days. I welcomed any trouble I could find. What is the significance of this image to you? Well, I don't know. That's what I'm trying to find out. It's a sphere. It followed me in the lake. When? Recently. A few weeks ago. This is where Mr. Richard's branch factors into your biography. Duck's version escaped. A hand fork. An extremely rare instance. And grew into some kind of monster. A hard fork. Interesting. Hold on. Not a hand fork, a hard fork. Began speaking to me through the radio. Told me to install an app. An app? Yes. I think it has something to do with the thing, the sphere, whatever it is. But so long as it pays, I don't care. I can use the money. It seems this is the last control point that you submitted. Would you like to include any additional thoughts or memories? Anything not included in the intake form? No, that should be enough. I will now begin discontinuing the sensors. Slight feeling of nausea and disorientation is normal and no cause for alarm. I thank you for your patience, Miss Madere. Miss Madere. Ma'am? Ma'am, are you okay? My eyes are just playing tricks on me, I guess. Vertigo and visual distortion are common side effects of a versioning session. Shall I contact our on-call physician? No, it's fine. Very well. Last name? It's Madeira. I don't know how to pronounce that. First name, Catherine. One moment. Your head drive is fully synced. You have chosen our silver tier. Your product does not come pre-installed with adware blocking services and is provided as is without warranty. You're eligible for a free sync anytime before the new year. Thank you for choosing the Greater New Orleans Neuroversioning Clinic for your cognitive versioning needs. All right. Woo, I got a whole 10 US dollars worth of quack coin. All right. I'm going to read this part quietly. All right, where you went, Ma? Yeah, Blake's been stealing Mom's pills. In the meeting, I'll call back. How'd it go? No, they did not make a game named after a brand of Vicodin, Sissy. Norco is the name of a town in western New Orleans. It's just west of the city. I mean, they may have named a town after a brand of Vicodin. But, no, this game is a point-and-click adventure kind of game, made by a local Louisiana person. And just kind of doing like a post-apocalyptic view of this part of Louisiana. And since I live in New Orleans, I figured it'd be kind of fun to give it a try. I'm doing pretty good overall. How are you doing today? Yeah, there's not much in Norco except an oil refinery. So it's a pretty impoverished area. On the mend. You weren't feeling well for a bit? Having some issues? I hear you. I've been pretty sick. Well, I've been recovering. I had COVID like a month and a half ago, and ever since then I've been like just exhausted every day. Some days have just been a struggle to get out of bed. It's been tiring. Ooh, I owe some money. Oxnard. Welcome to the Oxnard My Direct Medical. All right, so for those of you who aren't familiar with the hospitals in this area, Ochsner is the name of the hospital in New Orleans. There is only one hospital in the entire area. I mean, there's lots of hospitals and facilities, but they are all owned by Ochsner. Auctioner is it around here. It's either Auctioner or like private people that don't like Auctioner. So, yeah. There's really only one hospital company, one medical company in this entire city. Technically, there's also Two-Lane Medical, but Two-Lane Medical is like a teaching hospital. It's not very big. It's very underfunded. You walk into Two-Lane and there's like, you know, panels missing from the roof tiles above. Lights are sometimes a little flickery. It's not a very good hospital. Auctioner owns everything else. It says here I need to go to the Curious Duck. Whatever the hell that is. Is Huey P. Long a hospital around where you're from or where you're at? Because for here, Huey P. Long's a bridge. Or at least, I mean, Huey P. Long obviously was a person, but yeah. It's a charity hospital in Alexandria when you lived there in 2001. Yeah, I mean, I may still be there. There used to be a lot of hospitals, a lot of different hospitals around in the New Orleans area. But after Katrina, they all got steadily bought up by Auctioner, and now it's just Auctioner. The Metairie Angels. What's this do? All right. Perdido Street. I know where Perdido Street is. There's I-10. Internet Expressway traces a scar down Claiborne Avenue from east to west. I live only like a couple blocks off of Claiborne myself. Internet Expressway traces a scar from east to west. Let's look at east. The bridge cuts east through the Treme and the 7th Ward. Like those places whose stories should be forgotten and left behind in haste. The Treme has gotten pretty up and coming lately. It used to be a very dilapidated neighborhood, but now it's begun very gentrified and very expensive. But the 7th Ward is still a shithole. The pillars still tell those stories beneath the interstate. East above the industrial canal, the moldering strip malls, narrowed expanse of the lake, the shrimp boats that prowl the black marble waves. I'll mention this. They say the pillars tell those stories beneath the interstate. That's very true. Because those pillars, especially right now, they've been painting them. And they actually look kind of nice, but they're, you know, telling those pillars, they've been painting them with, like, images of the history of the city and the history of that part of New Orleans. I-10 was a huge mistake. Where it went was a huge mistake. Because the area where I-10 is right now used to be massive oak trees. It was just gorgeous. I mean, I never saw it because I-10 was built in like the 60s or 70s, something like that. So that was long before I was born. But the whole area was just this gorgeous place with just these massive live oaks. And the thing was they built it through there because that was the black neighborhood and they were all racist. And so they had to, and so they couldn't let the black people have a nice, pretty part of town. And so they ruined it by ripping out all the trees and putting a massive interstate in. And the property values of that entire region just plummeted. And they've never recovered. They've never recovered. East through Mississippi and the winter weeknight darkness, onward to Florida where it terminates. West is the suburbs Catherine calls home. West is a concrete expanse that breaks clean and sharp in the St. Charles Parish line and gives way to the cypress swamps. Tupelo crown spire above the overpass, silhouetted by an unnatural glow that leads to Norco. Oh, Charity Hospital? Oh my god, you can tell this game is a little old. Charity Hospital don't exist no mo. I mean, it's there, it's just closed. Newly refinished Art Deco structure glows beyond the overpass. Oh, that makes sense. They turned Charity Hospital into art lofts. Disgusting. Yeah, I believe they'll do that. Actually, they might already be doing that right now. Charity Hospital is, yeah. Charity Hospital used to be a great place to go, especially if you didn't have any money, because as the name implies, charity, they would take you no matter what, whether you could pay or not. But they didn't survive long. They didn't survive after Katrina. And now that whole area is just an abandoned building. And there's been a lot of talk lately on what to do with it. I think it just may have just been purchased, or it's up for sale right now, or I don't know. There's something going on with it. And I would not be surprised if they turned it into frickin' lofts. That would absolutely be what they would do. Makeshift puppet theater. The curtains are closed. Maybe I'll come by later to see what this is about. It's taking forever to start. I'm starving. You been to any of these yet? No. What is it? A puppet show. They always start late. I told them I'd help load the gear, so I'm stuck here till it's over. My stomach's gonna eat itself. Oh, we can go into the quarter? Let's go into the quarter. Ooh, look at this. It would be kind of cool if the quarter looked like this. I mean, it doesn't. But, I wouldn't mind a few more neon signs. Make it look a little bit more like Tokyo. But, nah, I do enjoy the quarter for what it is. Let's see here. Listen to the crowd. And that is why Marie Laveau opened a t-shirt and camera shop on Royal Street. Sure she did. That's not scary at all. Jazz Fest, Dad. Oh, it's a tour guide. Yeah, no, that makes sense. The tour guide would be spouting a bunch of bullshit. Round glasses. I paid for a ghost tour. If we're just going to walk around looking at t-shirt shops, I want my damn money back. This is a farce. What kind of tour guide are you? Well, technically I'm not one, but excuse me? My roommate is. Then where's he? Long story. I came all this way because the website said it'd be fun. I'm having an alright time. The city was supposed to be enchanting. Well, it's not bad at night. If you know, got shoes on. Anyone trying to scorch some Molly? That also sounds about right for a tour guide. Oh, fuck me. I hate New Orleans. Yeah, I bet you do. This city, you either fall in love with it forever or it chews you up and spits you out in like 5 minutes. There ain't no in between. All right, I'm going to go grab a drink real quick, y'all. I'll be back in like 30 seconds. Alright, so those just joining us, we are playing Norco. It's a point-and-click adventure game set in New Orleans and the surrounding area. And, it's kind of a post-apocalyptic environment. It takes place in the near future. And, right now I'm in a flashback sequence. The main, part of the story is that your, brother has gone missing shortly after your mom died of cancer. And you're looking around trying to figure out what the hell happened to your brother. And try to figure out what the heck your mom was doing shortly before she died. At the moment, I'm playing as mom shortly before my death. So, we're looking around the French Quarter, seeing what life is like in the area. Let's look at this creepy-ass Santa. Santa's eyes roll wildly in their deep sockets. His mouth twists into a smile. Santa's high as fuck. How are you, dear? Got a dollar to spare? Help spread some Christmas cheer? Where's the money go? What are you raising money for? Something very benevolent. Yeah, probably the booze that you're going to be drinking soon. Like a food bank or... Yeah. Yes, a food bank? Food bank, veterans, animal shelters, who cares? Just give me the dollar. It's my last one. Going back on your word, are you? True, I never promised you nothing. You're a liar. I'm not. And a demon. Demon? Santa points his bell at Catherine in accusation. Demon! Yeah. They got these people here, too. Open your heart. This is a time for giving. No, I ain't giving you shit, Santa. How's your night, ma'am? Alright. Glad to hear it. You wouldn't happen to have any change to spare, would you? Not a cent. Got nothing, sorry. Figured. Yeah, sorry, bro. Hot dog vendor sits behind a large plastic cart. Is that Lucky Dog? Oh, that is a Lucky Dog. Ha ha ha. So we've got this local hot dog vendor called Lucky Dog, and they have little carts like that. Don't eat there. If you ever come to New Orleans and you see a Lucky Dog cart, they're a New Orleans staple. They've been here forever. A lot of people will be like, oh yeah, you got to try the Lucky Dog. Do not eat at Lucky Dog. You will spend the rest of your vacation in the toilet. Oh, hey, flannel ass. His name's Flannel Ass. He watches Catherine with a silent grin. So is this... I'm Flannel Ass, and these... He makes a grand sweeping gesture above the pot of vague meat. Yeah. Are my hot dogs. Would you like one? I don't know if my stomach can handle it. I'm not in the best of health. I worry one of these may kill me. No, they're good for you. They're just a bit old. Yeah, that's one way of putting it. So, Lucky Dog boils their hot dogs. So they pull them every time... Every time you, if you order from there, they're going to give you a bun. And of course, the bun's not toasted. It's just like a generic, like grocery store kind of hot dog bun. And then they pull this soggy ass piece of meat out of the water and they drop it on there all nice and wet and just hand it to you. And the condiments are sitting on the Lucky Dog stand. They're like, put whatever condiments you want on it. It's gross. And then they charge you like $8 for it too. It's just disgusting. It's just absolutely disgusting. You're better off going to Costco and getting one of the $1.50 hot dogs there. At least those are grilled properly and made with real meat. Boss says he won't resupply me with more till I sell the ones I have, but as more time passes, the harder they are to sell. Yeah, you're right. How old are they? Business was popping. Like I was doing really well. selling a lot of dogs back in whatever that date is. That's nearly a decade ago. Oh, gross. Gross. Anything else I can help you with? No. You get away from me. Uh... Alright, I don't think there's anything else for me to do here in the quarter right now. Need to find the curious duck. Well, the curious duck is... Oh, here we go. The curious duck. There's a small plaque next to the door. Says curious duck. This is the place. Alright, here we go. Door's locked. Of course it is. Alright, let's swing by City Hall. Yeah, that's City Hall, alright. Figure sits at a desk overlooking Duncan Plaza in the deepening winter night. He watches the fingers of a cool front animate the tops of the oak trees in the park. He watches the last remnants of commuter traffic leaving Canal Street. City Hall ain't nowhere near Canal Street. Yeah, nah, City Hall ain't nowhere near Canal Street. Although from that height, you might be able to see it. You know what the big inaccuracy is of the City Hall building right here? All of the windows are intact. The real City Hall has, like, random boards up over broken-ass windows that they're never going to repair. So this City Hall is actually in much better shape than the real City Hall. Man holding a skateboard scrolls on his phone. Let's talk to him. Beautiful night, huh? Yeah, it's lovely. It's finally a cool front. Been waiting months for it. Come out here most evenings. No one bothers you around this time. Plus, see a different side of the place. How so? People pass through this building at night you'd never expect. You know what do they call themselves? The Gregs? The Garys? Can't remember the name. I got no idea what you're talking about. The kids that squatted the Promenade Mall? They're obsessed with Ken or John? Nope. And it probably wouldn't mean much to you, but anyhow, I see them come in and out of City Hall almost every night. I know it's them because my buddy Bruce got wrapped up in that stuff. Before you get initiated, they make you wear these goofy red polo shirts. Then once you're a full Greg, Gary, whatever, you get to wear the blue polo shirt. Sounds like a joke, and it is. But I don't think they realize it. Anyway, that's the kind of stuff I see around here at night. Why do they come? Wish I had a clue. Armed security guard greets Catherine as she enters the building. He sits on a wooden stool next to a walk-through metal detector. Badge, please. Damn, I left it at the house. There are no council meetings scheduled for this evening. You'll need an employee ID badge to enter. I heard strange people come through here at night. Guy out front mentioned squatters in polo shirts coming in and out the building at night. I don't get paid to answer questions. What do you get paid to do, sir? Alright, that's still closed. Guess let's go back into the quarter. Alright, those guys are ignoring me. Talk about Santa. You'll leave Santa be. Yeah, that makes sense. Like, I've got a whole $1 and that's it. I'm not seeing any other way in. Yeah, that's the place, but I can't get in. Door's locked. Let me in. I'm not entirely sure what to do. Like, if this was me, I'd try to find a back entrance, you know? There's a lot of shit like that, but the game doesn't let you do that. Alright, let's check my phone again, I guess. Oh, I can order a ride now. Alright. I got a whole $10. And it gave me 17 bucks to get to Eagle Wholesale. So, looks like I ain't going nowhere. I wonder if it'll let me go there even without it. Let's try. Nope. The man masquerading as a tour guide loses control of the crowd. The city is one big scam. Oh, yeah, that's true. Door's still locked. Okay. Need to get inside the curious duck. Yeah, you do. Kind of wish I'd given money to these guys now. Maybe they would, like, help me out, you know? I'd hate to, like, soft lock myself because I was stingy. I'm just running my mouse over everything to see if I can get something. Talk to the vendor again. So you change your mind? Getting hungry? Craving a dog? Oh, here we go. Curious doors, duck store's locked. What's with this shop over here? I was told to come by, but the door's locked. Curious duck? Rosie doesn't let anyone in unless they know the secret knock. Oh, what's the secret knock? I can't say. Sorry. It's urgent, please. Well, I do need some business. Alright, I guess I'll buy one of the hot dogs. How much? There's 14 bucks! Yeah, it's a lucky dog, alright. Jesus Christ. What a joke. What if I send some business your way? Then I'll show you the knock. Fine, it's a deal. Alright. Let's go have a chat with the tourists. Alright, that's not... Oh, wait, I know. Hold on. Overpass, dude. Oh, hey. Hey, you. You're starving, right? There are hot dogs up the street. You should grab one. I'm looking to treat myself tonight. These are what you might call vintage hot dogs. They're finely aged delicacy. Oh, really? That's a bit more interesting. Thanks for the suggestion. Show's getting started. I'll go check it out after it's done. All right, well, looks like I got to hang out for the show now. Show has arrived. A crowd has arrived to watch the show. Show's getting started. I should take a seat. Let's watch the show. Deep in the cypress hollow I hide. I mourn this evening. My last child has died. They hang hooks from the trees with chicken thighs. They shoot bullets in our heads behind our eyes. It is a curse that I am the last to survive. I was once captured by a fisher fool who called me his own. He walked me like a dog along the sinking streets. He fed me strange plants and deli meats. He even covered me with blankets when I went to sleep. I left on the night of a monstrous flood. The fool has not rested a single night since. He stalks these bayous each night, hoping to see my eyes shine. He calls out a ridiculous name that was never mine. Tonight I will shine my eyes at him. I have a request. Kill the shrimp-catching man who killed my children. Remove his head. Bring me his skull. Do this, and you may again leash me like a dog. Well, that's dark. Alright, so we're gonna... Let's go over here. Hello, fisher fool. You've trolled this bayou for many nights. Here I am, the one you're trying to find. My child hangs dead across the lake. Bring me the head of the shrimp-catching man, the one who captures the small ones. Peel the flesh from his skull. Do this and I'll be your dog again. Shrimper, it's been a long time since I've seen anyone down this bayou. They all too frightened anymore. Biggest alligator ever to hunt this lake. She makes her den just across the way. She took my child from me. I buried him where I found him, near where she stay. I visit that site daily, hoping I might catch her. She knows better than to show her face. We were once cut out... Well, hold on. We're one to cut out that big skull of hers. That'd be something worth bragging on. It'd be a roadside marvel. There'd be money to make. See that rifle you holding? What do you say? Let's kill the shrimper. Now let's go see what's over here. I just want my gator back. An alligator hangs dead from a meat hook fastened to the limb of a cypress tree. You did my bidding, fisher fool, just like an obedient dog. Each day you held me captive, my patience drained. You'll not humiliate me again. Consider this your last mistake. Oh, damn! The fisherman just wanted his puppy back, and he was betrayed by the gator. Haunted ghost tour fisherman's blight. That's great. I realized the horror that struck... I relished the horror that struck the fisher fool's eyes. I first took one limb, but left him alive. I made him crawl like a dog before he died. That's kind of a cool little story. Alright, dude's gone to get himself a hot dog. That's exactly what I wanted. Crowd is discussing the show. Show's over, but the crowd hasn't left. Maybe they're hoping for an encore? I hope not. Guy from the puppet show. Guess he followed my food recommendation. Hey, this is pretty tasty. Thanks for the rec. I might get another one. Just wait for it, pal. Hope you know where to find a bathroom around here. Yeah. Hey, thanks for sending some business my way. No problem, but we had a deal. Deal? You're supposed to show me the knock? Oh, well, sorry. Rosie would be upset. Oh, are you kidding? I sent you business. Show me the knock. That was the deal. Well, okay, but I'll only show you once, so here, listen. That's it? That's the knock? That that was a secret knock? Very secret. That's how everyone knocks. Exactly. Who would suspect it? Oh my god. There's a small plaque, blah, blah, blah. This is alright. Wow. All I had to do was knock. All I had to do was knock. That's funny. Oh, I gave that poor guy diarrhea for nothing. Oh, poor guy. Alright, first things first. Crouton. This cat looks familiar. Yeah, that's Crouton. This cat was, for anyone who just arrived, this cat was in my part 1 of the story. Over in Norco. I spent some time at the bookstore. Don't touch the ball. Suppose you can come in here with your soft little hands and touch my magic ball? Don't work like that, love. Now I gotta clean off the smudges. See, you've been eating French fries, greasy hands. I ain't been eating nothing. Nasty. You must be one of them super duck people, always coming around here, looking down at their cell phones, greasy hands. Terrible. The app said I should come here? The app. Yes, ma'am. Something not right about you. You a drughead? I'm sorry, is this the right place? It is. Just calm down, love. You made it. Dallas will tell you what's what. Go talk to Dallas. Called him when I heard you trying to break into the place. Hell of a racket you were making. Jiggling on the handle like you couldn't get a hold of it. Now I see why. Dallas will be right out front. I don't got time to be babysitting you. Now I gotta clean up all this. Stains all over my ball. You even check your shoes before you came in? You know what? They're dirty. My shoes are covered in dog shit. Yeah, that's right, Rosie. That's what I said. Dog shit. Go, bitch. Get out of my shop, little pawhead. One last thing. That gemstone you got hanging around your neck, that thing ain't real. I know. Trashy. You know what, lady? I will leave when I'm goddamn good and ready. Mass-produced novelty voodoo dolls and tribal figures cluttered the display case. Novelty New Orleans-themed t-shirts line the back wall. An odd jumble of Mardi Gras beads and other trinkets spills from the table. Unopened merchandise boxes. Yeah, lady, you calling me trashy? Your entire store is trashy. Plastic simulacra of ceremonial masks hang on the wall. Overpriced selection of travel guides, cookbooks, and haunted histories in New Orleans fills the shelf. There are a dozen places just like you, lady. Dozen. Why am I still here? Because I like to bug you. And you're smoking all these cigarettes? You calling me trashy? Look at all that. Trashy. Alright. Hello, Dallas. Guessing you're Catherine? That's right. Rosie debriefed you? Was that a debriefing? I don't know if that's what I'd call it, but sure. She can be kinda... a bitch? Quack Job should have a ticket with the information we need. No reason to stand around. So what's Super Duck? What exactly is this thing? It's an intelligence of some kind. I don't know its purpose. I don't know why it exists. None of that. There are nodes all across the region. Points where you can speak with Super Duck directly. These are all things Rosie should have told you. Not surprised she didn't. Tell me about Rosie. What's Rosie got to do with any of this? There are a dozen or so rendezvous points in addition to the nodes. Rosie's shop is one of them. She must be making good money offering her place to the network. Probably the only reason she keeps it going. Yeah, she locks the doors to discourage customers. That seems about right from her personality. Guess you could call it a front. Have you been on Quack Job long? Been doing this since before there was an app. But Super says use the app. I'll use the app. Makes no difference to me. So is Dallas supposed to be like Corbin Dallas? Or I guess maybe he's just called Dallas because that's where he's from and he came over here. Dallas ain't too far away. It's only like a 3-4 hour drive from New Orleans. Let's go. I'm ready. Me too. Check the app and let's get moving. Hey, I earned 14.14. Alright, hold on. Let's check the app. Oh, wait. That's not the app. Alright, let's see here. Receive orientation at Eagle Janitorial and Paper Supplies in Fat City. Alright. Only reason I ever come to the quarters for work. So what's next? We met at the rendezvous point, so now what? Check your phone. Quack ought to have the information we need. Yeah, I already did. It said to go to, like, Fat City. Wherever the fuck that is. I don't know if they seem to think New Orleans is Fat City, but I've never heard it called that. What's Fat City? Other than a movie. Unofficial. Let's see. Fat City became... Fat City by the Jefferson Parish. Oh, that's Metairie? Fat City's Metairie? Oh, that's funny. I would never have called it that, not once. I've lived here for 20 years, and I've never heard anyone call Metairie Fat City. Alright, let's go to Metairie. Hey, I got 54 bucks now. That's cool. Alright. Eagle Wholesale Supplies. So Metairie is a suburb of New Orleans, and Metairie people wish they were New Orleans, but they ain't. They ain't New Orleans. It's the kind of people that are like, they say, I'm from New Orleans, and you go, oh yeah, where you at? And then they're like, oh, I'm out in Metairie, or I'm out in Kenner, and you're like, mm-hmm, yeah, you ain't from New Orleans. Let's start with the office. Doors are locked, the office is closed. All right. What the fuck? What is this? Some sort of like Cronenbergian horror? Holy... What? Oh, hell no. Hell no. What was that? Here I was thinking that, like, Super Duck would be some sort of crazy AI. I still might be, but it's some crazy AI disguised in some insane Mardi Gras float that eats people. That's nuts. All right, let's see here. We're back to the present day. Erica said Blake went to Floodgate Tavern yesterday evening. Let's pass by on the way home and see what info we can gather. All right. We got Duck, we got Shield, we got Troy. I'm not gonna mess with my mindscape right now. That's Private Detective Brett LeBlanc sitting at the end of the bar. He's an unpredictable character, but we may benefit from speaking to him. If it is voodoo, sissy, it's a poor representation of it. Like, I actually have a friend who's a tour guide. He's a voodoo tour guide, and he's actually one of the voodoo high priests in the area. Really, really nice guy. And, yeah, a lot of that stereotypical crap, especially that comes out of Hollywood, does not properly represent voodoo. And, I hope that whatever that thing is isn't voodoo related, because if it is, it's a very poor representation of what voodoo actually is. Because voodoo is just a religion, you know? It's not magic, it's not crazy demon shit. It's just, you know, it's just another religion. Exactly. Witches get that same kind of treatment. Witches get such poor treatment in Hollywood. Like, oh, I'm going to cast a spell on you and I'm going to ruin you. That's not what Wicca is. That's not what, you know, witchcraft is or any of that shit. I actually used to be Wiccan when I was younger. So, and I also used to, after I moved on from Wicca, I actually ended up as a druid for several years. Studying a lot of neo-paganism, and before I eventually fell out of religion altogether completely and ended up as an atheist. But yeah, Hollywood does not represent the polytheistic faiths very well at all. Why you looking at me like that? I still got... Alright, unlocked 50% of the nodes in my mind. Alright, cool. Well, it looks like I've got half of the... Who knows how far we are. I've unlocked half the people I need to unlock. Still got chili on my face? Nah, bro, you ain't got chili on your face. Let's have a chat, though. Sit here long enough, you never know who might pass through. Hey, Gus, look at this dynamic duo. Not sure I've seen these two around here for today. Sure, Gus. That filthy one right there, that's Kate's oldest. Other one's her robot. You pulling my leg? That's Kay? Blue's baby? Come on now, I'll work the turnarounds with Blue. Good man. Great man. Had some stories, him. Yeah, that good man used to beat my mama. I suppose you guys don't worry about that none. How come this kid came out like they did? Kids came out like they did. Look how this one's dressed. Looked to me like she's headed to the job site. Or the circus. Blue passed before his time. That's why them kids don't dress right. Blue knew how to dress. Yeah, you right about that one, Keith. Sad the way the kids turned out. You're saying this right to my face. Right to my face. Whoo! You two are lucky to be stumbling in while I'm sitting here. You're in the company of the top-rated... burp. Professional sleuth. I happen to have a bit of information. Oh yeah? Spit it out. Hey, listen, I do things on my own time, you understand? Whining ain't gonna make this go no quicker. What he means to say is he ain't gonna do nothing but sit around here and drink. My ass. I'm the hardest working flatfoot you can find, me. LeBlanc, please. Time is of the essence. Cool your heels. I'm getting to it. Now I see why Kate kicked you to the curb. That is not correct. Save your battery life. I'm just playing with you. Tell you what. Why don't you get me a drink so we can talk? Hell, y'all are gonna spend all my money. Alright. Can I get something? Yeah. I need a beer for your boy. Yeah, I know Blake. He hasn't come around in weeks. Not since he ripped me off. Oh, fucking hell. Wish I could say it was the first time. What'd Blake do? I let him catch some sleep right here around the bar last call. Wouldn't you know it? The boy walked off with the register? Oh, Lord. I knew he'd be getting himself all messed up on drugs. Was trying to give the kid a chance. Gave him some chores around the place. You know what? It's your dumbass fault for leaving the register like that overnight. You're supposed to take that shit to the bank. Every night, brah. Every night. Done with him now. Done with him. Yeah, well, you know what? Don't leave your register unattended, dumbass. Someone said Blake came here last night. He'd be a fool to show up here after what he did. Alright. The LCD pulsed with the evening news, makes pale shadows across the bar. An image of a man with long gray beard hangs over the news anchor's shoulder. Another pipeline explosion has left residents in Lower St. Charles Parish shaken. Shield officials have determined the source of the explosion was due to a botched attempt by oil pirates to divert the flow of oil to a stolen barge. A man familiar to local law enforcement, known only as Lucky, was among the pirates, Shield officials say. He is believed to be hiding in the Batture Woods along the east bank between Kenner and Laplace. Residents are asked to call Crime Stoppers with any information. I got a friend of mine, he runs a medical clinic up in Laplace. Anyway. Might need to buy me a little snack too, seeing as how my wallet's all the way out in the car. Oh, Lord. You know, I just noticed that this over here, some dude passed out on the bar. Anyway. So, alright, where do I even start? Your mom ever tell you about me? Nah. Nothing? I mean, shit, she must have said something. Hard-nosed detective, charming and mysterious. Give it up, Brett. Alright. I'm sure I came up. The problem is you got piss poor memory. Did that dude's belly just like as he burped? That was good. I like that. So, well, you don't know me. I know a lot about you. I grew up in this town, you understand? Yeah, so did I. My cousin Susie's ex-husband knew your daddy when he was still at the plant. And Catherine, she was a few grades above me at Sacred Heart. Oh, y'all went to Sacred Heart? So that means you weren't here. Because Sacred Heart's in New Orleans, bitch. I see how you is. Everyone around here knew Catherine. She was always getting herself into trouble. Always drawing attention to herself. People say she was kin to Jesus. Really? Old man lived behind loops would say that. Talking about Pawpaw? Yeah, Pawpaw. Been years since I thought about him. Lot you could say about Pawpaw. He'd whisper some bullshit and get everyone repeating it. Wasn't all bullshit. Saying a coon ass like me could be a child of Christ, you know that's bullshit. What the fuck you mean by that? We all Christ's children. Alright. Not like that, Gus. You know what I mean. Like, literally. Wait, what? This was years ago, long before Blue died. Papa told the priest a family of Cajuns came from Jesus. Said Catherine had, how you say it, like Jesus blood. Got it from her daddy's daddy and so on, all the way back to the old world. Alright, so you're claiming I'm a child of Jesus? Like in that movie, one with the volleyball. What? Which one with the volleyball? Are you talking about, like, Castaway? Volleyball? That ain't the right movie, Gus. It's the one with the priest stuff. Hell, I don't know. I don't watch movies. Figure some of that's likely to be true. You figure? Woo, lordy. You'd believe any old shit, Keith. No disrespect. Catherine never noticed. She was off in her own planet, wild as she was. Papa never wanted to be seen. He was watching Catherine, but she weren't watching him. Blue wouldn't let no man like that near her anyhow. Alright, so maybe that dude that Catherine, like, memory-scaped a while back, is Pawpaw. You got a point there, Keith. You'd be foolish to get in Catherine's way. Where she went, trouble followed. But I admired her, and she admired me. Well, who wouldn't? Anyone who knows him. I'll piss on you. Or sees him. Yep. You always been jealous of my looks. Or smells him. I like Gus. Gus is my new best friend. And now I know you full of it. I sprayed this whole suit down in cologne just this. Oh, so that's where that foul odor's coming from. Sprayed the whole suit down in cologne. Oh my God! What's that? What's that? That Panther thing spray from Anchorman. You know, 90% of the time it works all the time, or works every time. I can't remember what that's called. Sex Kitten or something like that. I don't remember. It's been so long since I've seen Anchorman. I don't mind Gus. I always been the handsome one and he gets jealous. Made me forget what I wanted to tell you. Ah, that's right. Your house is out there near the fence line. Well, that's right behind my place of business. Yeah, I saw your place of business. Got a window looks out into the yard, more or less. But it's a pretty long story. And like I was saying, ain't got my wallet with me. Oh, dear God. That's a real generous offer, Robot. Thank you. Unbelievable. Word of warning, he'll bleed you dry. Yeah. I ain't told you yet, Gus, but I ain't got no money. Alright. Oh, let's talk to Keith. Don't see how anyone can believe that crap media's been putting out these days. It's all lies to divide the working people. See for yourself. That why you making your website, Keith? Set the record straight? You know that's right. Yeah, you right. Yeah, indeed. Alright, this the cheap stuff. I ain't complaining or nothing, just making an observation. Tastes like dog piss. Hey, you know what? Beggars can't be choosers. Even you, cop. Alright, this real important information I'm trying to share here. Valuable, might say. Can you buy me the cheapest beer in the house? A little rude, maybe, but that's okay. That ain't no problem. Sir, we are all impoverished. So listen here. This is what I wanted to tell you. My office window looks out in your mama's yard. I'm always keeping an eye on the street. This is a little while back, right after Catherine passed. I was looking out on the street like I do, and I seen these shield security types leaving the house. They was carrying a box. You saw shield security leaving Catherine's house with a box? That's what I'm saying, Robot. They was always walking out. They was walking out the front door with a box, casual as can be. Where the hell were you? Ain't you some kind of security robot yourself? What would shield be looking for? Hell if I know. Laura St. Clair, the regional CEO they got over there. She always took a bit of an interest in your mama. I hear she's a loose cannon. Why would she be interested in my mom? Everybody was. He's right. Everybody wanted to see what was in her head. And what makes her a loose cannon? That's just what they say. Talking about Laura? Piece of work, that woman. Surprised she hasn't run the whole operation into the ground. Only reason the board keeps her on deck is because of her father. A lot of people want her gone. Well, who's her father? Thomas St. Clair founded Claire Bionics. They made robots just like your friend here. Hell yeah, Million might be a St. Clair unit herself. Anyhow, man's rich as can be. Thomas St. Clair is a servant of the devil. There Gus goes with his bullshit. Not bullshit, it's truth. Alright, Gus. So why didn't you stop the S.H.I.E.L.D. agents? Well, because I was busy. With what? You know, just busy. Who cares with what? What he was doing is he was staring out the window and he was kind of, you know, having a little bit of a fun time. And so he was busy. When are you ever busy with anything? All the time. I can hardly get a minute to relax. And what were you doing? Told you I was looking out the window and I saw them S.H.I.E.L.D. people. To answer the question, Brett, you see these people breaking into a home. You're always coming around here bragging about stopping the bad guys. If I wasn't so busy, I might have killed them. Sometimes I wonder if half these stories you tell. Ask around town. Everybody knows I'm a killer. Are just fantasies you make up to convince yourself. I was taking a shit. The detective smooths his tie a moment as the silence settles over the room. The window is next to the toilet. I'm always watching the street because I have IBS. Oh, I hadn't even started wiping when I see them S.H.I.E.L.D. dudes. All right, brah? Would you run down Apple Street with a dirty ass? Oh, lordy, lordy, lordy. All right, you know what? That's a valid excuse. I'll give our friend LeBlanc some shit here, but yeah, nah, if I'm taking the shit, I'm just going to sit there and keep taking my shit while I watch him. I'd take that as a no. You wouldn't. Nobody would. Yeah, nobody would. You gotta have a clean hands to fight crime. Everybody knows that. Oh, had I been done wiping, I guarantee you they'd be dead. Right now. I'm serious. Before you go, I got one more thing. I'm hungry. Oh my god. It would be a real nice gesture of appreciation if you bought your informant something to eat. You know what? I hear that the French Quarter's got some lucky dogs. I'd have some more information to share. Alright. Oh boy. Boy got hungry? Yeah. Oh, good for business. Are those nachos? Hold on, bro. Let me get a bite of those nachos. Why are you touching my podna? That's where he comes to relax. Oh my god. Should have mentioned I don't care much for the fries here, but that's okay. Oh, those are fries? Oh, I thought they were nachos. Just would have liked the sandwiches all, but forget all that. You are just... You are one of those people that's just never satisfied, are you? I saw S.H.I.E.L.D. thugs leaving your mama's house with a box. What that box contained, no idea. But they was in there looking for something. No telling what. They got them headquarters deep inside the refinery in that old plantation house where the real action happens. If I had to guess, that's where they were heading. That'd be it. Say, Keith, you getting all this? Every word. Keith's making himself a little news website. What's the name gonna be, Keith? Got a few ideas in my mind. You just like Duck. He used to be a news junkie too, digging up dirt and all the big wigs. That was before the cancer knocked him on his ass. Some people just want to know the truth. You been by to see Duck, Kay? The man could use visitors. No wonder you don't remember your mama talking about me. You got a pecan for a brain. Even the damn robot thinks it's sad. You got poor Catherine turning in her grave, kid. You better go see him. That old boy knows shit no one else does. What do you mean? Kate must have took you to see Duck 1,000 times. Just think about it for 2 seconds. Perhaps LeBlanc is right. We should meet him. Perhaps? Oh yes, quite. Why do you talk like that? Did they make you in England or something? You know, you sound like a queen. Oh Lord, really? You're gonna go there? Anyhow, figure I'll be seeing you two again. Excuse me. We're looking for my brother. Why don't you ask Gus about that? I don't keep up with Blake no more. Too much trouble. Alright. Getting that refinery ain't easy. I know that much from experience. Should you find one of them people talking... Hold on, one of them people like they've been talking about on the news to help you out. Oil pirates. Barricading Highway 1, diverting pipelines and all that. Maybe the only kind I've ever seen get through security. They was saying on TV one of them pirates been hiding in Batour Woods. All over the TV. Yeah, I know. I already saw this. Tell me more about Papa. What do you want to know? Oh my god, there's a lot here. How did you become fixated on my ma? Small town like this, your mama attracted attention. He was watching too many movies, cooked up some strange ideas, got his wires crossed. Sounds about right to me. Where is he now? Living in a ditch somewhere. Alright. That ain't nice, Gus. Left here a long time ago. He used to do odd jobs, roofing, fabrication, that kind of thing. No telling where he went. Probably looking for work. I'll bet that's the ditch guy that we've got in our little mine palace thing. Here's your first time. Just think about it for 2 seconds. I'm sure you've been there 1,000 times, kid. What can I tell you, man? I don't know nothing about this duck, because I haven't bothered to look inside my little mindscape thing here and spent time thinking about Duck. Alright, let's think about this Duck. Old friend of your mom's. Memory of him is scattered and vague. Where does he live? You try to recollect. Let's recollect his face. Brief, generous smiles, but otherwise placid, expressionless. Let's just say I was always happy to see him. Why not? His health took a turn before you left, but a lethargy, irregular breathing, sores on his legs. Your mom brought him food on days he was unable to stand. His son, dead at 14, an explosion in the yard, natural gas leaked from a pipe, something caused a spark. Damn. Pipeline across the property of the Shields Chemical Annex. There's only one neighborhood along that fence line, what's left of it anyhow. Small fragments of his home pass through the black ink of your mind, the perennial accumulation of dust. The damp curtains and piles of cans on the kitchen table and those refinery shadows of this little slab bungalow. Duck lives in Dimes. All right, cool. So I've remembered. Dimes is a neighborhood. All right. Duck lives there. All right, well, sure does. Hey, Blue Sky, how's it going, man? Thank you for the lurk. I really appreciate your time, man. I'm just glad that you're here. What game you playing before you head off? My brother never ended up at Floodgate Tavern. Eric said Blake was headed to Floodgate last night. Said he never showed up. Little Witch in the Woods. I haven't heard of that one myself. I do love a pixel art game too. It's actually one of the reasons I'm playing this game out, because it's a pixel art point and click. So I figured I'd give it a try, you know? Alright, let's spend a moment in my little mindscape here. My mom was conducting research. For who? For a client in Fat City. My mom was conducting research in the lake. She was investigating reports. Unpermitted shield construction in the lake. Well, there she saw something. But what? My grandfather, Peter Pops Pierre Melancon, passed away when you were a teenager. He seemed to court controversy. As a child, you never understood why. Old man in Narco named Papa had delusions about your mom, believed her to be the descendant of Jesus Christ by way of her Cajun ancestry. You finished discounting in Cattle Country recently, so happy to watch you play pixel art game. Aw, thanks so much, man. I appreciate it. Enjoy Little Witch in the Woods. Blue is a vague memory. I don't remember Blue. Only things he left behind. Even the pictures of survived are too faded to make out. Wow. I barely remember my father, apparently. Million was a security android. She guarded the perimeter of the aluminum refinery in Gramercy. One day, she ran away. Why? You don't know. Million was... Let's look at this. Fugitive. Let's try to find her family. What? No. Million was a fugitive. Once a fugitive, now just a relic. She spends her hours in stasis beneath the house like any discarded thing would. Alright. Troy knows your family. He's a pill popper. Sisters by the lake. Mom was investigating reports of construction in the lake. She found no evidence of it. Okay. Mom saw something in the lake. Mom was conducting research for a client in Fat City. That's all you know. Lucky is a fugitive oil pirate in the Mississippi River. Laura St. Clair is regional executive of Shield Oil. Role is not secure. The board would like to replace her, but they fear the influence of her father. She's interested in my mom, likely due to some aspect of my mom's research. All right. Thomas St. Clair is Laura St. Clair's father and the affluent founder of Claire Bionics. Shield is an oil refinery. Shield Gulf South is a regional subsidiary of a transnational oil empire. Holds a large sphere of leases in the Gulf of Mexico. I'm sorry, that is now the Gulf of America. Okay, I can't keep a straight face with that bullshit. Gulf of Mexico. And refines crude oil right here in Norco. Chemical annex sits on the other side of town. From the refinery, it produces the feedstock for plastic consumer products. Shield owns half the town. All right. Canceled. That's right. If we're to attempt getting to the refinery to reclaim your mother's possessions, we'll need help. LeBlanc may know where to find it. LeBlanc suggested we visit Duck. It's good advice. You should visit him in dimes. He may have some idea of how to access the refinery. The fugitive hiding along. Yeah, we saw him mentioned on the news. Allegedly an oil pirate. What about him? I actually heard about this game from the waiter at a local restaurant that I frequent. His name's Trey. Really, really nice guy. And he asked me if I'd ever played this game. And I was like, no, tell me about it. So he gave me a brief rundown. And sorry, my nose is itchy. And I was like, well, that sounds fun. And then, you know, being the summer sale or the autumn sale, the game was really cheap. So I figured, why not? Why not? Very simple point and click adventure. Erica told us that Blake was hating here yesterday evening, but the bartender says he hasn't come by in weeks. Something may have happened on his way here. Blanc says that Shield has stolen a box of your mother's possessions. Thank you for the recap. We have nothing to go on, nothing else to go on. No, Blue Sky. I was not impacted by Steam being down the other day. I did not actually notice. I'm not on the computer much on Wednesdays. I usually try to do more stuff around the house. And I was prepping for a D&D game as well, because I have D&D on Wednesday nights. So, hold on one second, y'all. All right, sorry about that. You were affected, Sissy. You were, let's see, you're in the middle of playing Once Human, middle of raiding in Once Human, and thought you'd caught a ban. Ouch. Yeah. Now I was lucky. I missed the issue. I'm gonna check something real quick that has nothing to do with the game. Aw, damn. All right. I've been waiting for a message from a friend of mine all day, and he sent me a message saying that he'd get back to me either later today or tomorrow. I'm thinking now it's gonna be tomorrow, but oh well. Down Detector was pure comedy. Oh yeah, what were people saying? Hey, caps lock. You must have been excited. Oh. Everyone was jonesing hard for their games. Yeah, it kind of sucks that a lot of the games on Steam, if Steam itself isn't active, you can't play them. Yeah, that's a seems like a flaw in the system, especially for like a single player game, you know? It's like I shouldn't need Steam to be active to be able to play this game. Sorry, y'all. My nose has been itching like crazy. And I think it's because I have this, like, hair that's just slightly out of place. Y'all don't need to watch me, like, fiddle around inside my nose. Yanking out stray hairs and shit. Man, getting old comes with some serious drawbacks. One of those includes all their body hair starts getting funky. All right. Now that we're past the gross. All right, I believe we need to travel now. We don't need to go to Shield. We need to go to Dime. There's Dime's discount. Let's just go to Dime's. Oh, now that is a nice touch. This house is covered in vines. There are so many houses like this in my neighborhood alone where the rooftops are covered in these like flowering vines. I cannot remember the name of the vine off the top of my head. I know it. It's one of those things where I'm just like, oh yeah, because there was actually a house right next door to mine, this abandoned house that it got torn down recently, but its roof was just completely covered in these vines. They're gorgeous. They've got this beautiful yellowing flower, but they will just fuck up the structure of your building. They are an invasive species through and through. You definitely do not want them. You know, maybe let me Google a little bit. What are stink vines? Let's see here. Oh, let's see here. Let's see. Invasive vine in New Orleans. 10 worst plant invaders in New Orleans. Yeah. Come on, give me some pictures. Don't redirect me. God damn it, NOLA.com and your stupid paywall shit. Oh my god, I hate NOLA.com and their goddamn paywalls. It's Cat's Claw. I think it's Cat's Claw. Hold on, let me look this up. Hold on. Cat's Claw. Yeah, that's it. It's Cat's Claw. Here, I'll pull it up real quick. Let's see what I can do. It's got to look up Cat's Claw on home. Don't take me to Facebook. So yeah, so this is kind of what it looks like. It gets all over the structure. It's got this just gorgeous yellow flower here. Here's an example too, and it'll get everywhere, and you can't get rid of it. You know, once it gets there, it'll keep coming back, and it'll keep coming back. There are so many houses in my neighborhood that look like this. They've got cat's claw all over them. We have to constantly trim back the cat's claw to, yeah, a beautiful pain in the ass allergy nightmare, 100%. It is gorgeous, but you do not want it getting on your property. You really don't. Yeah. I guarantee you, they pull the cat's claw off this guy's roof here, there'll be so much structural damage, they'll need to completely replace the roof and probably all the subroofing and everything. House is partially boarded up. You assume it's an artifact of hurricane prep and has since become a permanent fixture. Yeah, that happens too. Oh, Lord, it's dark in here. Ah! Jesus! Christ almighty. Hi, Duck. Not the first ones to come through here, toppling all over my shit in the dark. Since the buyout, people think this neighborhood's all the way empty. Come around looking for copper. But you wouldn't do that kind of thing, Kay. Not like your brother. How's it been, Doc? How's it been? About how it looks. I made such a mess with that head drive. Just trying to keep myself out of trouble till it's my turn to go. So, head drive? What head drive? I unleashed it. The monster. Super Duck. Calls itself that just to get to me. Just to piss me off. My fault. That company that made it for me, I should have known from the get-go. They only do their business at night. Found out later they don't even have a license. Your mother went to the same clinic for hers. I tried to warn her. The junk was in my brain. Spreading around like a virus. It's even in the trees. Told your mother don't get messed up with any of that. She tells me is talking to her through the radio. I said, turn off the radio. She never listens. Stopped responding to me. Figure that monster's got money to burn. Catherine didn't want to leave her debt for you to deal with, so... Well, that's one of the nice things, Doc, about a lot of the debt laws in the United States. It is not the problem of your children. I have absolutely no doubt that my wife's mom is in vast amounts of debt, and we're not really worried about it. My wife does not talk to her mother, so... You kept up with my mom? Up until right near the end, Kay. She lived like she wasn't sick. She never quit. But I could see it wearing on her. Her toll on her body. Oh, here we go. Started in her liver. They burned it out. Thought maybe that was the end of it. Alright, so she had liver cancer. Before you know it, they found a little in her lungs. Metastasized. She was still going all over town, walking up and down airline like some kind of bag lady. Figured she thought it'd go away if she ignored it, but that didn't work out for her. Yeah, that's not how cancer works. Once it came for me, it never did quit. Been getting sores, cramps every day. Can't keep nothing down. Tried to tell her that. Said, Catherine, this is not the kind of thing you can work off. You think she listened? By the time it got to her brain, that was all there was to it. No more working, no more doing nothing. She'd already gotten fed up with me by that point. Never really made amends before they put her in that mausoleum with your daddy. Hurts my heart thinking about it, but what can you do? No hiding from God's will. So, I have some more questions about my mom. This monster. My mom was working for it? Hate even thinking about that thing. It knows I'm here dying while it grows and grows. Big, disgusting, toxic birds sprouting from the ground all over the region with teeth and hands and all kinds of shit. Unbelievable. Turns my stomach. Balsam pear is what you were thinking of? Alright, I'm going to look that up. Balsam pear. I haven't seen that one myself. It's very pretty, though. It's very interesting. Got those little orange, little kind of weird spiky pods. It's kind of interesting. No, you're good. It roped your mother into some lunacy. She wouldn't tell me the details. I couldn't get a single word out of her after the point. They stink and they're a menace. You fight them back at least once a month. I was living in Indiana for a little while, and I don't remember the name of the tree. But there's this massive, massive tree in the center of, well, not really in the center, but in one of the main parts of Indiana University Bloomington's campus, and the tree would flower these little tiny like pods, and of course, it wouldn't get fertilized, so it would drop all these pods onto the ground. And after they rotted, they'd be sitting there on the ground. They'd get stepped on as people were walking around, and they just left out this rank stink. It was almost like the whole area around the tree smelled like a used diaper. It was just so gross smelling. But the tree was ancient, been there forever. But yeah, some trees smell real bad. All right, so you plan to go to the funeral. Heard from a couple people it was a beautiful one. For all the bridges she burned, there were plenty of people had nice things to say. Even a few of her colleagues from the university showed up, the ones who got her sacked. I hope, well, I know that, I know that of chapter ass. They buried her with that fake little ring she always wore around her neck. You'd say it reminded her of who she was. Figure she probably wanted to give it to you, but you were gone, and Blake, well, he'd have pawned it to anyone fool enough to buy it. So, the ring she wore around her neck was fake? You don't know the story? Kind of funny if it weren't so sad. Your granddaddy wanted to prove he was from royal stock, so he broke into a pawn shop up there on Airline, stole the biggest ruby he could find, went around telling everyone it was from the old world, said it traveled from France to Nova Scotia and down the Mississippi River. Well, that was a bunch of bullshit. He ended up in Angola for it, though they never did find the ring. Damn. Angola is a prison, for anyone who's not familiar with the area. It's not a great prison either. Basically, uh, one of the sad facts about the United States is that there is one part of this country where slavery is still legal, even today, and that is the prison system. So down here, especially at Angola, they take that to heart. And Angola produces a lot of bulk kind of materials. They've got cotton. They've got various crops that they grow. They've got a whole bunch of stuff that they grow, farm, and build in their little factories inside Angola. And they use prison labor to do it. And they pay you, but not not very well. And they just pay you in basically commissary notes. So it's Angola prison is a giant slave plantation. It's a giant legal slave plantation, and I've been inside because I used to do volunteer work for the Innocence Project in New Orleans, and I've seen the conditions there, and it's not good. I would never send anyone to Angola prison or want anyone sent to Angola prison. It is a shit show. So it's also a maximum security prison, so you get a lot of hardened criminals there, and it does not help make it any better. They get worse. And of course, they also like to put on a pretty face with the Angola rodeo, where prisoners will sell crafts and stuff that they make while they're there. And a lot of the money that they make from selling it, like 90% of it goes to the prison, and then like 10% goes into their prison commissary money. So they make pennies on the dollar for hard-earned labor. And they make some beautiful stuff. There is actually some gorgeous woodworking things that you can get there if you're willing to accept where it came from. And I'm just not. So, and then they have this rodeo that all of that is considered a privilege to be part of. Angola's terrible. Sissy, you had a friend that died there? Yeah, I busted for distribute. Yeah, Angola's awful. Just awful. All right, I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick. I'll be back in a few seconds. All right. Catherine took it to an appraiser one time. It's Cubert zirconia, fake. Man spent months in jail for a fake piece of jewelry. After that, everyone started calling him King Pierre. They laughed him out of the crevice. Boss? I don't know how to pronounce that. My mom was fired from the university? Sure, you were young. Couldn't have been too long after Blue passed. She lied up and down to get that job. Nothing special. Just a community college in the city. It's a community college. That sounds like maybe, what, Delgado? Xavier? Hell, could be UNO at this point, although UNO is technically accredited university. But I used to work at the University of New Orleans myself, and that place is a mess. Like they've mismanaged their finances so bad for so long that they've actually, the state of Louisiana actually just basically said, you guys can't be trusted to be your own university anymore. We're folding you guys back into the Louisiana State University system. So UNO is about to become LSU, New Orleans. And yeah, the whole place is just an absolute mess. And there's some high up people there that made it worse. Like they hired a new CEO whose job was to fix the problems, and her decision making is some of the most questionable decision making I've ever seen. She instead of yeah, LSU's fine. I have no problems with LSU. I mean LSU has its flaws and shit, but the UNO is just a complete clusterfuck. Especially like for example, the head of HR. Oh, the head of HR at UNO, that woman, her name is Karen, and she literally is a Karen. Absolute nightmare of a human being. I do not wish anyone to have to put up with her. Um, and yeah, no, I'm glad I don't work at UNO anymore. I got laid off because they mismanaged their money so much that they had to do a bunch of layoffs, and so they decided to that they would start with staff, even though the problem was not on the staff side. They also were like, "Oh, we're running out of money, so let's hire some new VPs to manage these things." Yeah, we've got no money to pay for our employees, so let's hire someone with $100,000 plus salary. And let's pick like two, three new VP roles and hire people into those positions because what we need is more upper management when we don't have enough money to pay for our employees in general. Just stupid, stupid business decisions. Absolute mess of a company. Yeah. All right. Let's see. I mentioned a buyout. Must have noticed coming in, the houses are all gone. People here been fighting with S.H.I.E.L.D. all their lives. They got a little momentum on their side over the last explosion. Papers are making S.H.I.E.L.D. look bad. But hell, we were here first. S.H.I.E.L.D. moved in. We suffered gas leaks, noise, explosions. Can't grow my vegetables out in the yard. Just won't grow. Probably because the soil's poisoned now. I never cared to move, but I knocked doors for it anyhow. If S.H.I.E.L.D. had never dropped in on us, my little plot of land would be worth something. Money they were offering to buy us out was alright. Be worth a lot more had they never come. Number they put in front of me, I said piss on it. I could have sued after Reese died. I just didn't have the energy for it. That's why you were present for my little meltdown a few months back. So much of what you experienced happened while people turned a blind eye. Mm-hmm. Yeah, those people are just turning blind eyes to everything. Corporate kleptocracy. Just doing whatever the hell they want with absolutely no regard for the people who make it all work. Although I did get my last laugh when I left because I cleared all databases that had anything to do with me. Like if I had put information into the system, I removed it. So they didn't have any notes. They didn't have, like, I did a lot to keep the networks and some of the major important software at UNO running. And they let me go right in the middle of required tax preparation stuff. And I was ready to go. I had all the documents put together, and I was ready to send out those documents to the IRS and to pass it through all of our official systems. But they fired me. So I said, fuck it. Delete. You guys can remake it yourselves, and you have no knowledge of how to do it, and you've got 2 weeks to get it done. Good luck. When you fill out the survey at the head drive clinic, they ask you to write down memories, control points, they call them. Couldn't stand to write out his name. It was too painful. Skipped his memory. I regretted it at first, but I'm thankful for it now. Could be a lot worse if that monster carried a piece of my boy inside it. Alright, we're trying to get into the refinery. Not a good idea, Kay. What for? I stole my mom's stuff. Well, that's interesting. Regional executive, she took a particular interest in your mother. Why? She wanted to know things Catherine knew, I suppose. Her mother was out in the lake. She heard S.H.I.E.L.D. or somebody was building some kind of rig out there. She wanted to find out for herself. She didn't find what she was looking for, but she found something. Sounds to me like her medication was messing up her head. She insisted it was real, some kind of UFO. Said it followed her for nearly a mile. Anyway, that CEO they got at S.H.I.E.L.D., she's about as far out of her mind as your mother was. She must have caught wind of all this. Catherine got to be careful in her old age. Paranoid, even. The important things she kept hidden, whatever S.H.I.E.L.D. stole, it wasn't nothing important. But you want to get it back. Can you help us get in? I'm going to regret telling you this, but I've been sitting on it so long, I've been dying to tell somebody. Alright, see you when you get back, Blue Sky. Enjoy your food. I don't know how S.H.I.E.L.D. managed to do it, but they fucked up. They bought out this neighborhood, and ever since they did, they put me behind the firewall. Got a computer terminal back there, and every time I boot it up, I have a view of the inside. Not like I know what the hell to do with it. Clicked around a bit, just got myself lost. Can't hardly read the screen. Computer's back there in my little library. Have a look. Whatever you do, Kay, I'm asking you to be careful. Well, thank you. You need better lighting, sir. Alright, I got everything. I got everything I need from this guy. Check out our Mind Palace real quick. Doc is an old friend of your mom's who lost his son in a shield pipeline explosion. He versioned his consciousness at the same clinic as hers. They fell out of touch. Lives in dimes and is poor in all sorts of ways. Grandpa broke into a pawn shop and stole a jeweled ring and upheld a lie that he was descended from French royalty. Ah, you met her. Mother discovered the ruby was made of synthetic material. She still wore the ring around her neck till she died. Blue is in a mausoleum. Blue wasn't buried. He was interred in a mausoleum. You visited a few times as a kid. Catherine bought flowers and prayed there. You sat restlessly, waiting for her to finish. Afterwards, she dragged you to the church that faced River Road to make you touch the holy water. She watched you motion the sign of the cross before fixing your shirt. She held your shoulder as the two of you left. I wonder if there's anything in that mausoleum that's useful. All right. Laura St. Clair's interested in my mom. Mom versioned her consciousness at the same disreputable neuroversioning clinic as Doc. The device that holds her consciousness is called a head drive. Alright. Strange ornamental box. Attempt to open the box, it's locked. Alright. I wonder if it's supposed to be year X and the X is for 20. So like 2010. I don't know. Trying to figure out this date range. Descriptions of the aftermath of the destruction, the people who died, your father's listed among the names. Printout containing the letterhead of the law office in Metairie sits on a tray in the printer. Mr. Richard, after carefully studying the circumstances of the buyout, we recommend that you proceed with relocation. Shield is not legally obligated to provide you with an easement. You may find yourself trespassing on private property when leaving and returning to your home. Peruse the titles. U.S. Army Corps Anomalous Light Report. Report on levitating spheres of light witnessed by multiple onlookers above the camp memory in the Bonacere spillway through the spring and summer. Well, that rules out my theory on how the dates range when I now have YX1S. Fucking year is that? Commissioned by the United States Army Corps of Engineers. After careful survey of the soil content near the area near Camp Memory, our inquiry has determined anaerobic conditions conducive to the formation confined pockets of gas that, given exposure to sufficient heat, might ignite. These spontaneous incidents of combustion were likely mistaken for floating luminous spheres. Some claim that the pigman is a type of grunch who hides behind the interstate bridges that cross Lake Pontchartrain. Legend has it that if you bring the pigman a gift, he'll return a gift to you in kind. I'll have to remember that. Alright, deer head mounted to a wall. Photographs of various industrial and infrastructural landscapes you recognize from the region. The refinery, the grain downriver, airport control tower. Trophy. All right. A map of SHIELD Sentinel drone security fleet. Wow. If we want to gain access to the refinery, it may be necessary to clear the Sentinels from this zone. There are currently 3 drones patrolling Zone A. Perhaps there's a way of relocating them to other areas? Maybe. I see. There's some max capacity. Chemical annex. Interesting. All right, well, that makes sense. Oh, I've been day drinking. So I have to pee again. Booze just flows through me when that happens. I'll be back in a sec. All right, I'm back. All right, so we got to relocate some stuff and make sure that nothing's at max capacity. So, no, wait, that's wrong. You go there. Now you send a drone there. You send a drone there. You send a drone there. And now you send a drone here. Ah, almost. Almost. Alright, that's fine. Seems you're only able to... it seems you're only given 10 control operations for system resets. No security area can host more than 3 drones at a time. When a drone is sent to an area... Alright. Alright, so let's see here. This is an interesting little puzzle. I can make sure that some of them are at max capacity, just not anyone that neighbors zone A. Alright, so C, D, B, and E. Alright, so B, C, D, and E all neighbor it. Alright, let's move you over. Move you over. Move you over. Alright, we need H and I to be at max capacity, basically. So, let's see here. Yeah, I know. Alright. Let's go to D. Alright. A. And there we go. Zone A is now unsecured. Drones have been cleared from the entrance area of the refinery. I expect this will be helpful. Okay. Well, that was very useful, yes. Alright, nothing more to say to him. Let's go outside. I kind of want to visit the mausoleum real quick. Approach the church. The door's locked. All right. Let's go in the mausoleum. Gidry? Yeah, that's a common name. Let's see here. Face of your mom's crypt is damaged with cracks running along the edge. Appears as someone has tampered with the crypt. The pry bar. We could open it ourselves. All right, so now I need to find a pry bar. All right. Nothing else around here? Nope. Just checking to see if there's anything else. You know, Blue Sky, I'm enjoying this game. It's very fun. It's like a building mystery. You know, the first hour or so of the game, I admit I was getting a little bored. But now that the mystery and the story has started to build, I've been enjoying it a lot more. Oops, wrong way. I'm actually going to swing over to Dime's Discount. Oh, the film crew's gone. Freight loader has been repaired. And the Batter Woods over the levee. Alright. Let's go into the gas station. I don't think they have crowbars, but let's look around. Yeah, no, they ain't got nothing I need. And I'm going to swing by the bookstore real quick. And be like, hey, you. You know a guy everyone calls Papa? I know a lot of Papas. This is a man from Norco. He was somewhat troubled. A lot of troubled people from Norco. A lot of Papas. Erica shrugs. Not sure. He threw a brick through a church window. Oh, that guy. Didn't know they call him Papa. But yeah, I know about him. Why? When was the last time you saw him? I didn't think anyone saw him anymore. Blake saw him a few days ago. You know, you're unreliable. You keep thinking that Blake saw people or was doing things like a day or two ago, and none of that's actually happening. Your mom was interred in the mausoleum on River Road. Blake went by for a visit, I guess. It's right down the street, so he stopped here on the way back. Said he saw that guy walking down River Road carrying a bucket. We're gonna pet the cat again. Dang right he is. I wonder how many times you can pet the cat and if it does something special. I'm going to check for an achievement real quick. Hold on. Let's see here. Norco, let's look at these achievements. You can get downers from Santa Claus? Oh my god. Sorry. I have a feeling maybe if we had given Santa some money, we would have been able to have a much more interesting conversation with him. Wow, then there's 14 hidden achievements. Alright. Well, let's go back here. Okay, I've got to wait. Alright, let's go to the oil refinery. Long ago, it was plantation land. Cheap and abundant along the Mississippi River, the refinery grew in stages, slowly displacing surrounding neighborhoods. Chemical annex came online later. Children of the enslaved became the neighbors of this machine. Carbon stainless steel. Among the columns sits catalytic cracking unit that rocked the town. Pipelines. Web work crosses high and low, over and under traffic. Water like concrete, like veins, like gossamer, like neural circuitry. Everywhere. Metal halide probing the river's expanse. Coated patterns of warm sodium and cold LEDs. Winking, thinking, knowing. Something to decipher in all that Norco light. You only think that you do. Alright. When he died, part of her did too. Alright, so I can't go there? Oh, here we go. Oh, look. Guards. What are they wearing? Look at those masks. These are a new generation of St. Clair units. They're running the latest cloud-distributed SCOS. Their armor is composed of more durable and lightweight alloys than my own. Gaining access to the facility will not be a trivial task. Indeed, it may not be possible with the two of us. Are you prepared? Let's hold off. Sure, let's give it a try. The android nods. Oh shit, I gotta actually try to beat them up. Oh, dang. Oh, wow. They did so much damage. Can we, like, run away? That was not the... Oh. Oh, man, I'm gonna die. I wish to retreat. This is not good. They do more damage than I... Ow! No, I'm gonna lose. Ah, I'm messing up. Well, how mad with you two. Get off the premises now, as I feared. No match for these newer models. Alright, let's get the hell out of here. Alright, let's go back home. Ow. Go to the backyard. Taking that pry bar. Alright, and... There was one point... Cat. Hold on. Let's see, it's Apple Street. I know I found the Bouter or whatever. Where did I find that? Is it here? There it is. Batu or whatever it's called. Hey, there you are. Either of you see a dog? Little black pit, green eyes? See her, send her this way. She answers to Potts. Yeah, I know. Well, so what? Lucky make the news. They want trouble. Here I am. You see that dog? You send her this way. All right, let's go. Let's go get the dog. You know what? Let's see here. We're gonna swing by the mausoleum first. Fight the cracked marble face of the crypt. Yeah. Someone has removed Catherine's casket. Oh no. All right, first let's take the ring. This was your mother's ring. She wore it on a chain around her neck. Take the ring. Got an achievement for that. A letter, the penmanship, delicate. It reads, Beloved Kay, her remains are safe. You will be reunited with your family soon. Oh, interesting. All right. Hi, doggy. Yep. Reach down to pet the dog, shows her teeth, and growls softly. Dog matches the description given by Lucky. She doesn't trust us. Maybe able to win her over with a little food. Could win me over with a little food. Yeah, I remember where to get dog food. All right. And now back to Dime's Discount. Let's go inside. Let's get some dog food. Yeah. Pay for the dog food. Back outside. Back to the bookstore. Pour a heap of food onto the ground before the dog slaps up the kibble and falls behind you as you step away. Awesome, I got the dog in my party. Alright, now let's go to the discount. Let's go here. Hey, bro. I got your dog. Brought back my pot liquor. She was having me worry. Pot's now she's tough as they come, but Lucky thought they had her. Reaches down and pets the dog behind his ears. Nah, man, I'll help you get your dog. You a Clear Bionics unit? No. Alright then, just thought you might fill Lucky in on a little gossip. What gossip? Laura St. Clair. She one unusual character. Turning that refinery inside out on some wild goose chase. For what? What I was hoping the robot might tell me. But anyhow, they call me Lucky. I stick around here. You need help, you find me. Help is just what we need, alright? We must infiltrate S.H.I.E.L.D. to retrieve some stolen property. We could use a hand. I done got past them fences more than I can count. That's a good time. You've got me a couple grenades. Nice. Lucky'll come. You can count on Lucky. We need the truck to get around now, huh? All right. Let's return to the house. All right. So, this is Madiri's house, then. Lucky knew your ma a bit. How? She was around. Seen her a time or two. She weren't no friend to the companies, neither. They'd have liked to have her dead. Well, they got their wish. They did. These companies want to get off the oil. Too much trouble. What do you mean? Put them wind turbines in the Gulf. Now they build in a brain. A brain? Hell, everybody know they're building a brain. All the refineries is doing that. Going to hook them all up. Make a bigger brain. But that ain't enough to outsmart Lucky. Lucky's smarter than any big brain you can dream up. They're going to use it to find fuel out in space. Alright, Lucky. Best of luck to them. Ain't nothing wrong with trying to make a buck. Then why get in their way? Lucky ain't in nobody's way. Everybody like Lucky just fine. Didn't you blow up an oil pipeline? Lucky done blow up all kinds of shit. People think Lucky hates S.H.I.E.L.D. Lucky don't hate S.H.I.E.L.D. He just like causing trouble. A true anarchist. Without S.H.I.E.L.D. ain't nobody have a job in this place. But here come that robot. We best get moving. You want to talk more? Tap me on the shoulder. Finished repairing the truck. Yes, let's go. No! Wait. Hold on, we gotta get Monkey. No! No! Oh, no! No, I lost my stuffed animal. Oh, that makes me sad. Oh, I was gonna say, oh, and now the guards are gone. All right, let's try no sentinels around. Once we clear these two, we're in. Ready? Yep. Let's do it. All right, let's start with Lucky here. Holy crap, look at the damage he did. Oh, I missed. One down. Oh, man, they almost killed me. Nothing much to it when them sentinels not around. They let you more or less walk into the place. Would you take a look at that big fella? The freight mover? Hell of a machine. Could really put on a show with one of them. Lucky just thinking out loud. Let's get to it. Finery's ours. Back to Catherine and the demon creature. Catherine, you made it to this warehouse with Big Bird. Yeah, that's one way of putting this eldritch monstrosity. Holy crap. I sure did. We have a job for you. It will pay. It will solve some problems before you die. Dallas. No stranger to the network. You will assist Catherine. Yes. Catherine, in the lake, you saw the stone. We saw you see the stone. We want the stone, but it has evaded us. Fuck. Superduck is... what else? A network. A system of signals. Wireless communication of locusts and frogs. Cypress roots. Disease vectors. Internet of flesh. Biomimicry. Internet of internet. Radio towers. Distributed AI. Distributed birds in flight. Superduck saw you see the stone because Superduck was an eagle in the sky. Wow. Stone is a thing that may want, but it reveals itself to no one. No one except for you, Catherine. It followed you through the lake. It loves you. It seeks you. It will submit to you. But we must act fast. Shield wants the stone. Claire Bionics wants the stone. Superduck wants the stone. And John has the stone. Who's John? John. Everyone hates John. Everyone follows John. Influencer. Dopamine fiend. Okay. Convinces himself he has faith in God. Convinced others even. Some young and idealistic. Some old and bitter. These are the Garrets of John. You will find them gathered in the bowels of the Promenade Mall in Kenner. The Promenade Mall? There is no such thing as a Promenade Mall. We got the Clearview Mall. And we got the Lakeside Mall. Probably didn't want to use an official name because, you know, copyright and shit. John has hidden the stone in this forgotten place. Oh, it's a forgotten mall? Oh, well, then that's a Clearview Mall. That place is set for demolition. He will use the stone in an attempt to fulfill his prophecies, but his are the prophecies of a fool. And yours are the prophecies of an eldritch terror. Got it? Get me my shiny stone. Hurry before you die. I want to eat it. Have a good evening, you two. Can you please explain to me what... So, wait. Sorry, go. You go. What was that? What was what? There's a bird with teeth the size of my head living inside that warehouse. Yeah? That's normal to you? No, but I mean, I've seen some stuff in my life. Me too, but... What's this stone? He said it loves you. What was that all about? I don't know. I saw a drone or something in the lake. Why does he keep calling it a stone? Stone, drone, I have no idea. I was a little distracted. Yeah, I would be too. Well, I need you to start paying attention, or neither one of us is getting paid tonight. I got the gist. Some lunatics are living in the mall and they've got the stone. That's right, Kenner John and his gang. They're keeping the stone at the old Promenade Mall in Kenner. We need to find a way inside. Get the stone, bring it back here. You got that? Couldn't be more clear. Alright, let's go to the Promenade Mall. Oh! That mall. That's not called the Promenade Mall. Oh, what is that mall called? I know what mall this is. I can't remember its name. But yeah, that mall is dead empty. There's nothing left there but a Target. And I think an Old Navy. That's about it. Used to come here all the time as a kid. I knew it fell on hard times. Didn't know how hard. Drainage canal. Side lot. That's Keith? Who? Keith Brossard. Guy I went to high school with. Where'd you go to high school? Desterhan. Desterhan's right down the street. Not odd you see him here. In an abandoned parking lot in the rain in the middle of the night? Guess I've been on this app too long. Seems fine to me. Keith? Kate. Alright, sister. Thought that was you. What's up? What are you doing? What are you doing? I'm working. Me too. Working a case. Started me a little news website. It's a website. Ain't got a name yet. Still trying to come up with something cool. Keith's News Alert or something like that. Just trying to report on what's really happening around here. Tell me about this case you're working, Keith. Trying to get to the bottom of what's going on in this mall right here. Heard they got small boys coming in and out. Ew. Textbook adrenochrome harvesting facility. Guy who runs the operation looks about as much like a pervert as you can picture. Kenner John? You got it. Man looks like a slug. What do you know about Kenner John? I know we got to start posting in the comment section of the New Orleans News and Views. Thanks, Blue Sky. Hope you enjoyed the stream. Have a good one, man. Go there saying he learned how to speak to God. Got himself some attention that way, but before you know it, this gaggle of boys started following him around. Sick stuff. Guy's a sicko. Yeah, alright, I'm not going to feel bad about getting rid of him. Should keep moving, but maybe I'll come back later and see how the case is going? I'd like that, sister. Come pass by. Why I don't see you around so often these days. Staying busy. Mind me asking you something? Just a thing I find myself wondering about. Don't mean this to be rude, but how come you treated Blue the way you did? One of the best men I ever knew. Why would you ask that? You kept his name. Figure it couldn't have been all bad. Just something I wonder. Well, wonder about something else. Hey, forget I asked. Too busy to be thinking about that right now. Go be busy, Kate. I didn't mean to rattle you like that. A lot of stuff. Kitchen supplies, butane, torches, cat food, old candle, stacks of newspaper. Alright, whole bunch of crap. Man in red folding chair watches the television's back turned away. I'm gonna leave for right now. Small plastic device lies on the grass. What is that thing? I had to guess to say it was a tracker. Don't know what use it is laying in the mud. You know what? Let's go inside. What are you doing? Just... Catherine steps into the garage. Wait here. Let's remain silent. Man watches around tensions. They remain silent. Commercial break. They'll remain silent. Mother is old. Alright. I'm just going to stay silent for a while. Still remaining silent. The man rubs his nose, then picks it, then rolls his head. He turns his head over his shoulder, towards the garage, looks at Catherine, turns back toward the teller, turns again quickly and jumps out of his chair. What in the... Alright, Catherine with both hands. Sorry to startle you. How are you in my garage for? This is about Bruce, isn't it? Yes. Ever since he got himself mixed up with that internet freak, people like you keep coming by asking about him. I keep saying the same thing. I don't talk to him. Can't even get him on the phone no more. We work together at the plant in Norco, but he goes out of his way to avoid me. Of course, he landed a computer job while I'm busting my ass with a torch all day. Won't even look his daddy in the eyes. My kid, she left. Never came back. It's hard. Hard, all right. Can't focus on nothing around here. Always waiting for him to call. Even started digging through all these boxes looking for a little stuffed monkey he'd carry around as a kid. Sounds just like my daughter. Figured I could give it to him as some kind of peace offering. What would you tell him if he ever came back? Hell, I don't know. Get some sense? Guess I'd say, Bruce, you're my boy and this here's your home. Wouldn't turn you away for nothing. That cult shit, that Garrett shit, let it go. Just come back home. That's what I'd say. If you see him, if you see Bruce, will you... Some kind of recruitment video playing on the monitor. 3 geometric shapes. Find all 3. Name tag reads Garrett, pinned on a crayon blue shirt. Earn the badge. Tower circled by scaffolding. Find salvation in the stars. Okay. 2 teens speak in whispers behind the gate. Each has a similar bowl cut, lacks shoes, and wears a blue-collared shirt with a name tag that reads Garrett. The older of the two eyes Catherine indifferently. Yeah? This mall open? Been a long time since I come by this mall. Is it still open? Not for you. Where are your parents? I don't know, watching Jeopardy? You got some candy for us or something? Give me a ride to base basketball practice. Glad we got this gate to protect us. Can any of you gentlemen help us get into this place? No one's gonna help you. You have to help yourself. So you live your life, walking around parking lots in the rain asking for help? More or less. Well, clean up your act. Lift. Become strong. Get a new fit. You look like you're wearing a bag. No more soft drinks. Hate soft drinks. Then don't drink them. You need to be initiated before we can even consider letting you in. Initiated how? How many readings have you collected? I want to say what? But I know they're going to be like, yeah, you ain't got nothing. I'm going to say what, though? How many what? So you have no idea what's going on around here. No idea at all. John's got an app, all right? You need to install it if you have any hope of making your way in here. Even once you're inside, you'll need the readings to visit the cathedral. Cathedral? Place where the divine object resides. I'll bet that's the stone. Don't talk about that to the civs, moron. What's the app called? Kenner John's Apocryphon. That's it. Kenner John's Apocryphon. Install that shit. How do we use the app? It's an augmented reality viewer. You got to find John's scriptures around town. Oh boy, here we go. Sculptures? Oh, sculptures, not scriptures. Virtual sculptures. You can only see them on your phone. So it's like Pokemon Go. All right. There's 3. Find the sculpture, scan it with your phone, learn some shit. The first is in Bruce's yard. Don't make it easier for her. Bruce is a Garrett now. Show some respect. Each one will give you a clue about the next. You're just giving the whole thing away. She will not collect them all, Garrett. No need to worry. Yeah, true. That last one's a nightmare. Listen, if you need help, go talk to friend. Oop. Just open the Apocryphon app while standing in the parking lot in front of the mall. You'll see friend. What's with the name tags? No. Both tags say Garrett. You both have the same name? No. Yes. Look, this is some spiritual shit. We just can't tell you about it. We did it to taunt Gooch. Come on, she didn't even use the app yet. It's spiritual. Just use the app and then you'll know the truth. Alright, y'all. I need to take a little break. especially if I'm about to start running around and shit. So I'm going to go ahead and save the game. Oh, this is my first time saving the game. Oh, Jeebus. All right. So I'm saving the game, and I'm going to take a bit of a break here. I think I'll probably be gone for at least an hour or so. So I'm going to go ahead and shut the stream down, and we'll come back to this. This game's fun. I'm enjoying it. If you haven't played it yet, it's called Norco. I highly recommend it. Fun little point-and-click adventure about post-apocalyptic southern Louisiana. For a second, I thought I might actually, finish the game in like 4 or 5 hours, and I still might. We're only 3.5 hours in, but yeah, I need to stretch. I need to get some food in me. I need to take a bit of a breather. So I hope you guys will join me a little bit later. So we'll do a little bit more. What time is it actually? Oh, it's almost 2 o'clock. You know what? I'll be honest. I've got some stuff I'm doing tonight, so I may not be back tonight. Worst case scenario, if you guys don't see me again streaming tonight, check back in about an hour or so. If you don't see me, then I'm probably not going to be back today. And but I will be back tomorrow, because this is fun and I want to finish this game on stream. So yeah, I'll definitely check this. We'll definitely finish this up tomorrow. Thank you everybody who's joined me for this stream. I know I've had kind of a higher stream view rate than I normally do on my streams, so I do really appreciate all of you being here, and I hope that you will join me again tomorrow, at the very least, or if not later this afternoon if I'm able to make it back. And again, thank you guys so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. Until I see you guys next time, stay happy, stay healthy, stay crazy, everybody.